football. What end would you like to kick from?
In this end.
Okay, would you put your backs over here, White over here? Okay.
Notre Dame won the toss. They opted to take the option in the second half, so Pitt will receive and Notre Dame will kick off. The officials, William McDonald, the referee, the umpire, James Owens. James Klingensmith is the side judge. Joseph Brimmeyer is the line judge. Burl Sell, the head linesman. John Daniels, the field judge. And Michael Donato, the back judge. All from the CIFOA, Collegiate Independence Football Officiating Association. A gorgeous afternoon at Notre Dame Stadium. The 68th consecutive sellout here. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame 1-3, having played two of the top four teams in the country in Michigan and Alabama. And Pitt is 2-2-1. Notre Dame will kick off. And receiving will be the Pitt Panthers as Notre Dame elected to take their option in the second half. Mike Gottfried in his second year as head coach, previously, or his first year at head coach at Pitt, previously has coached at Murray State, Cincinnati, and Kansas. And of course the affable Lou Holtz. His experience includes William and Mary, North Carolina State, Minnesota, and Arkansas before coming to the University of Notre Dame for his first year. John Carney will kick off for Notre Dame. And in solo safety for the Pitt Panthers is Michael Hadley. John Carney to do the booting. Michael Hadley in solo safety. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and the Pitt Panthers. Notre Dame has won 16 national championships, Pitt 9. Notre Dame first in that department in their storied history, and Pitt is 6th. Carney's boot is a long one. Hadley at about the 3-yard line. Hadley slips momentarily. Oh, what a hit by Boltar. Ned Boltar with a jarring tackle at the 12-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Pitt, they have it at their own 12. John Congemi will be the quarterback for the Pitt Panthers. 1,049 yards he has passed to. Second only to the legendary Dan Marino in quarterback stats for the Pitt Panthers. Tom Brown and Craig Hayward are the running backs. Brown going in motion. Also in motion now, Bill Osborne. 1st and 10 from the 12. Congemi's going to put it up. He throws out to Brown. There's a penalty marker down on the play. Brandy Wells stops Brown at the 14-yard line. But there is a marker down on the play. The pass was good for just 2 yards.
This isn't Canadian football. We had two people in motion at the same time. They did not reset themselves, and it's an illegal procedure against Pitt on the play. I'm not sure if Notre Dame will take the penalty or not. But a little miscommunication on the first play in the Pitt offense.
Penalty is against Pitt.
We might mention here, Jack, that Pitt is without one of their wide receivers, Hosea Hurd, who missed the team flight, and also defensive back Troy Washington, who missed the team flight. And Mike Gottfried, who is a disciplinarian, said, well, you missed the game then.
They're both roommates, and we're not sure what exactly happened, but he had a chance to come back, and he just said, you stay at home.
2 men moving on offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down over.
And that really does tie in what Mike Gottfried has done since he came to Pitt University. He had some problem last year with a number of players, and just to set the law down with a team meeting. And so far this year, the players have responded to Mike Gottfried.
Michael Stewart comes wide to the left. Chuck Scales wide to the right. They have 2 slots, Brown and Osborne on the right. One lone running back is Craig Hayward. Hayward gets the call. The 260-pounder is slowed up by Dave Butler, and the final stop put on him by Cedric Figaro after a gain of a few yards, about 4. It'll bring on 2nd and 11. Defensively for the Irish, Wally Clyde, Mike Griffin, and Jeff Coombs. And the linebackers, all very active. Mike Kovaleski, the team captain, leads in tackles with 38 of them. defensive secondary experience. It's a 2nd down 11. Brown goes in motion. Jemmy back to pass. Sideline pattern incomplete. His intended receiver, Michael Stewart, who was covered on the play by Mars Smith. It'll be 3rd down 11 for Pitt.
When his run and shoot offense, Pitt likes to spread the field out, put people in motion. They're playing a zone defense where he spread out all over the field. That time he came back to the short side of the field to Michael Stewart, and that time Jemmy just overthrew him.
So it's a 3rd down 11 call for Jemmy, who has Stewart wide left, Scales wide right. Osborne is a slot on the right. Slotted on the left is Keith Tinsley. Tinsley in motion. Jemmy throws complete to Osborne at the 30. It's a 1st down Pitt. Big 3rd down conversion from Jemmy to Bill Osborne. 19-yard pickup. Tackle made by Steve Lawrence.
Talking about him spreading people all over the field. Osborne's in the slot right now. You see Jemmy coming back, seeing him all the way. As soon as he breaks free behind the linebacker, Osborne is right there in that dead area in front of the defensive backs and makes the 1st down reception.
1st and 10 Pitt. They have it at their own 30-yard line. 13:25 to play 1st quarter. This is the big bull Hayward who carries Notre Dame tacklers over the 40 to the 41-yard line where he'll have a 1st down. Hayward at 260 pounds, coming off a 171-yard performance against Temple, finally stopped by Kovaleski and Spence.
When Craig Hayward gets in that secondary, defensive backs and linebackers are really going to wince when they tackle him. He has gotten better and better each football game this year. Is really rounding into an outstanding tailback.
At 260, he has good speed, and he's very agile. It's 1st and 10 Pitt. They have it at their own 41-yard line. Jemmy back to pass, looking upfield, being rushed. He was hurried on the pass. It's incomplete. It was intended for Michael Stewart on the near side. Troy Wilson defending on the play, along with Mike Kovaleski.
Talking about one thing they have to do against Jemmy is get pressure on him. You see Wally Klein coming right up the middle. That's where you got to really take care of the defensive lineman. The offense, he gets really nailed right in the head at the end of the play. But when a defensive lineman comes right up the middle on a quarterback, that's when he gets in a lot of trouble.
Klein's effectiveness, he's so big at 6'9", he gets those hands up. It's hard for a quarterback to see his receivers. 2nd down and 10 for Pitt. They have it at the 41-yard line. Jemmy back to pass. Looks upfield, fires, he's got Scales. A 1st down at the Notre Dame 44, tackled by Troy Wilson. Complete to Chuck Scales.
When you have a running back like Craig Hayward or Glavin in the backfield, the play action really holds the linebacker. See right now the play action pass, ball is going up over Klein on the play. Scales in that zone area makes the 1st down catch for Pitt.
Scales' dad Charles played for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns in the NFL. He has a 1st down for Pitt at the 44-yard line. In motion goes Tinsley. Inside handoff. Hayward fumbles. Notre Dame recovers at the 43-yard line. Pouncing on that football, Cedric Figueroa.
This is probably the safest play Pitt has run in this series. Just a delayed draw right up the middle. Gets the football right there. Number 37 gets his hand in there. Butler gets his hand in and knocks the football loose. Hayward had an opening right up the middle. Butler made the play. Could not make the tackle. Just got his arm on the football and knocked it loose.
Hey, Butler, 2 big defensive plays for Notre Dame. That one forcing a fumble recovered by Cedric Figueroa. With 12:29 to play in the 1st quarter, the score Notre Dame nothing, Pitt nothing.
Did you know that Yugo is the lowest priced new car in America?
Did you know a new Yugo costs $1,200 less than an average used car?
Did you know payments on a Yugo are usually less than $89 a month?
Did you know a Yugo costs $2.18 a pound?
So whether you buy it by the month
Or buy it by the pound.
buy a Yugo for only $39.90 and zip around town. Call 1-800-USA-YUGO. Everybody needs a Yugo sometime.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
Notre Dame 1st and 10. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Mike Gottfried saw his team drive down the field on passes. Hayward fumbling, Notre Dame recovering. Chuck Lanza comes over the ball. Terry Andrzak, the quarterback, from the I formation. In motion goes Tim Brown for Notre Dame. Quarterback draw, and Andrzak picks up about 3 or 4 to the 48-yard line. Jerry Olszewski making the tackle for Pitt. Andrzak on a quarterback draw. Got 4. It's 2nd down and 6. Notre Dame's offense. See the offensive line. Myron Spruill has his work cut out for him. He'll have Woods. Handoff for Notre Dame. Going to Mark Green, and Green picks up a couple. He's stopped by Tony Woods. Woods at 6'4", 240. He is the top defender for Pitt. He has 54 tackles. He leads them in tackles, unusual for a down lineman. Usually that's in the hands of your position, Jack, linebacker.
Those defensive linemen are very active. He is very quick and has made a lot of plays for Pitt's defense.
3rd down and about 4 for Notre Dame at their own 49-yard line. Andrzak is really swarmed under at the line of scrimmage by Walter Johnson. Walter Johnson, the big defensive tackle. Andrzak, no gain. He lost a half a yard on the play, and Notre Dame will be forced to punt.
Lou Holtz has come out and tried to run the football against Pitt. That is Pitt's strength right now. The entire season, no one has been able to run the ball. You see Johnson just coming off the block. Those 4 linemen do a great job for Pitt's defense.
Sorensen gets a high, great punt. Osborne, fair catch at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Pitt at their own 10-yard line. A 41-yard punt with no return by Dan Sorensen. Pitt will have it 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. The score is Notre Dame nothing, Pittsburgh nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Announcing the Valvoline Foreguard I Love a Parade sweepstakes. Win a trip for 4 to 4 of America's greatest parades. To enter, watch the next commercial and remember what the driver of the smoking car says. Then go to a participating store for details.
Here. It's the economy. Oh, Russell, what kind of motor oil are you using?
Motor oil is motor oil.
Motor oil definitely is not motor oil. A 4-cylinder engine works harder and needs the extra protection of specially formulated Valvoline Foreguard.
Not much of a parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell.
Experience an incredible advance in Gillette shaving smoothness. Atra Plus. The Plus is the white Lubra-Smooth strip that releases lubricants as you shave. You never felt anything smoother. Atra Plus by Gillette. The essence of shaving.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, 10:48 to play in the 1st quarter. 0-0, and Pitt has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. In motion goes Osborne. Tom Brown is the running back. The lone running back behind Kangemi. A quick out to Osborne, incomplete. He overthrew him. Troy Wilson defending on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Pitt. Obviously, Mike Gottfried feels that he's going to have to throw the ball, Jack. He's got all kinds of receivers and putting the ball in the air.
Well, he's very confident. John Kangemi, the 5th-year senior. He's come back this year because he felt it was a very disappointing season for the Pitt and himself personally last year. A lot of confidence in Kangemi, but a few times in his first series, he has overthrown receivers. That time almost got picked off.
Split backs in the backfield are Tom Brown, and Craig Hayward is back in. Brown goes in motion on 2nd and 10. Here's a quick out to Brown off his fingertips behind the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, again, Brown is open in the flat. They're trying to flood the area to the right side, the open field side. He's just delivering the ball way over the head. You're trying to hit those receivers in stride, so they're turned upfield with the momentum going upfield, and he has been off target the last 2 passes in a row.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for Pitt. They have it at their own 10-yard line. John Congemi calling signals with Osborne in motion. Congemi looking to the sideline. Good defensive play by Mars Spence. Mars Spence knocking it away from Michael Stewart. And it'll be 4th down, and Pitt will be forced to punt. John Rasp does the punting, a freshman from Irwin, Pennsylvania, averaging 40.7 yards per punt. Milt Jackson and Reggie Ward are back in safety for Notre Dame. It's a low punt, low line drive. Takes a Pitt bounce, fielded by Jackson. Notre Dame will start in good field position at the Pitt 45. Just a 39-yard punt by Rasp with about a 6-yard return by Milt Jackson.
I really think Mike Godfrey's going to tell John Congemi, just settle down out there, keep your poise. He had Stewart open on that out pattern, just a late delivering the football to him. Gave Spence time to come over and knock the ball loose. He's just not delivering the ball with that crisp timing. He's been able to throw the ball the entire season.
Terry Andrzak, the quarterback for Notre Dame. They went nowhere in their first possession trying to run the ball against Pitt. Hand off to Green. Green gets substantial yardage at the Pitt 39-yard line. Mark Green, the ball carrier, stopped by Steve Apke. Apke had 15 tackles last week against Temple. It'll be a 2nd down and 5 call for Notre Dame. Pitt is 6th in the nation in rushing defense, holding their opponents to just 73 yards per game on the ground. Tom McHugh from Philadelphia is checked in at the left guard. Tom Freeman is out for Notre Dame. It's 2nd down and 5. In motion goes Tim Brown. Green again. Green inside the 35 to the 33 before Billy Owens, the strong safety, brings him down. It's a 1st down, Notre Dame.
This is the offensive line from Notre Dame taking it right to the defensive line of Pitt. See right now it's a trap. Guard pulling out, coming around the outside, blocking Tony Woods to the outside, enabling Green to get back in for the 1st down. Great field position for Notre Dame.
Fine block by Byron Spruill. It'll be 1st and 10 Notre Dame at the Pitt 33-yard line. This is Pernell Taylor, and he pulls his way inside the 30 to about the 29. Jerry Olszewski makes the stop for Pitt, a sophomore linebacker from Youngstown, Ohio.
And if Jerry Olszewski does not make that tackle, Pernell Taylor is continuing to run. The hole was right there. Olszewski came a little bit late and made the play after about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 Notre Dame. Milt Jackson wide to the right. Tim Brown wide to the left on a 2nd down and 6. Andrzak on the option. He keeps, and he gets to about the 25, and then he is stood up and pushed backwards after getting to the 25-yard line for a pickup of 4 on the play. He was rocked down by Troy Washington. Washington, free safety from Duquesne, Pennsylvania.
There's a down-the-line option. Andrzak's got great foot speed, tried to turn it right upfield. Washington comes, just hits him straight on. And that's how you go through a few quarterbacks. But Andrzak's got the ability to make that option run, a little bit better foot speed than Steve Berline.
I believe, Jack, earlier I said that Troy Washington did not make the trip. He missed the flight. It was not Troy, obviously, who made that tackle. It was Marcus Washington, the freshman, who did not make the trip, along with Hosea Hurd, who missed the flight and are not here for Pitt. Bert Grossman was the player injured from Ballackinwood, Pennsylvania. He's taken out of the lineup. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 Notre Dame. Ball at the 25-yard line from the wishbone. On a 3rd and 2. Inside handoff, Pernell Taylor, and absolutely nothing there. He might have got a ½ yard, and Notre Dame will bring the field goal unit in. John Carney coming in. Carney 5 for 8 in field goals this year. This will be a 42-yard attempt. Doing the holding, Dan Sorensen. Carney's long this year, 49. His career long at the Aloha Bowl, 51. A 42-yard attempt. The snap by Grieve. The ball is spotted. The kick is in the air, and it is wide left, and it's no good. So Notre Dame fails to score on that possession. 7:43 to play in the first quarter. We have a timeout with a score Notre Dame nothing, Pitt nothing. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
not everyone got a vacation this summer.
Great Gregory!
I need a vacation like nobody's business. I need a vacation.
This fall, you can still get great low fares to more places on the biggest bargain airline, United.
I got a vacation. Give me another shot at it. And I'm not just flying, I'm flying the friendly sky.
Nice soft landing.
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer has two great additions to his winning team for 1987. The America's an incredible value. With a $57.99 price, it challenges the competition. The Sundance is Plymouth's newest shining star, and another super value at under $7,800. And both of these winning performers are covered by Chrysler's exclusive 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. See them today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. But hurry, 2.4% financing ends today.
In the National League Championship Series, the Houston Astros taking it to the New York Mets in the second inning, 4-1 at Shea Stadium.
Looks like they're jumping all over Ron Darling.
Really? That's surprising. First and 10 here for Pitt. They have the ball at their own 24-yard line. Harry Callis with Jack Ham, John Buter, our statistician, Jim Driscoll, our spotter. And John Congemi will bring Pitt out of the huddle. He sends Osborne in motion. Congemi straight back to pass. Fires one. It is in and out of the grasp of Chuck Scales. Troy Wilson defending on the play for Notre Dame. All Pitt's doing, Jack Ham, throwing the ball almost exclusively. Notre Dame is yet to attempt to pass, interestingly.
Well, Notre Dame, which had great field position, they started on their own 43, and then the Pitt 44 were unable to put any points on the board. We talked about them trying to finish off drives, but they came right at the strength of the Pitt defense and really were unable, except for a few plays, to run effectively against that Pitt defense.
Cedric Figaro is out defensively for Notre Dame. Dan Quinn is in his place. It'll be second down and 10. Osborne again in motion. This is Hayward. Hayward tries to pile over some Fighting Irish down lineman, fails to do so. He is stopped in his tracks, and that's about the only way you stop him, Jack, is the line of scrimmage.
People don't realize that Craig Hayward, being 260 pounds, but very quick off the football. He almost ran right over one of the Notre Dame defensive linemen. But he's like an offensive tackle in the backfield with a lot of quickness. And like I said, if he gets in that secondary like he did against West Virginia, all of a sudden guys are a little bit gun-shy trying to bring him down.
Hayward is out. It's third down and 10. Tom Brown, the lone setback. Osborne again in motion. Congemi looking upfield, has some time up the middle. He's got his wide receiver. That is Charles Gladman, who is stopped at the 44-yard line. It's first and 10 Pitt. Kovaleski and Troy Wilson making the tackle, a gain of 20.
We have Charles Gladman lined up in the slot. Congemi is not looking at him at all. He's coming across the field. You see him right now just work himself free. He's playing that slot now because of Craig Hayward doing such a good job as a tailback. They're bringing Gladman in as a slot back as well. You see right now, this all starts with the offensive lineman. Stepnowski, outstanding offensive lineman, giving no ground at all to number 94, Mike Griffin.
Rolling out Congemi. He's going to run with it. He squirts for about 5 yards before he's brought down by Mike Griffin, the nose tackle for Notre Dame. A pickup of around 4 or 5 by Congemi. That time, they lined up Craig Hayward as a wideout, a 260-pound wideout. That is wideout.
I wouldn't think a defensive back would jam him too well coming down the field.
It'll be second down and 4, a gain of 6 by Congemi.
Ball at midfield.
Hit with the ball at midfield. No score, 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Hayward is a setback behind Congemi. Osborne in motion. Hayward gets the call, and he pours for about 3 or 4. He'll be about a half a yard shy of the first down. Brought down on the play by Mike Kovaleski along with Dan Quinn.
for the Pitt offense with their passing attack. Really, then they offset that with their running game inside. A quick trap here or there. When a defense is trying to blitz like Notre Dame was trying on that play, that quick trap sometimes up the middle can go for a big play. Hayward's about a half a yard short of the first down.
Third down and about a half. Cedric Figaro checks back in for Notre Dame. Dan Quinn comes out. Jemmy now calling a timeout. He thought the Panthers were in the improper alignment for that third down call, and he's 2 for 3 in third down conversions, so he didn't want to risk having a botched play. The score, Notre Dame nothing, Pitt nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment. There you see Lou Holt's career record. William & Mary, North Carolina State, Arkansas, Minnesota, and 1-3 here in his first year at Notre Dame. Our halftime spotlight will be on Coach Lou Holtz. Third down and a half a yard to go for a first down. Jemmy has Brown and Hayward in the backfield, 225 and 260. Inside handoff, and the first down was picked up by Hayward. Ron Weisenhofer making the hit.
First down.
It's great to have a guy in your backfield when you need short yardage, half a yard or a yard to keep drives alive. He just comes over the top of a big, solid offensive line, and like I said, it's like having an offensive lineman in the backfield, and Hayward gets the first down, even though Notre Dame did a pretty good job of short yardage defense.
Wes Pritchett has come in defensively for Notre Dame. It's 1st and 10 Pitt. They have it at the Irish 45-yard line. Nothing. 4:54 to play in the first quarter. Jemmy back to pass, looking upfield. It's tipped but incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
For Billy Osborne.
Coach Fazio, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, who used to be the Pitt head coach, called an all-out blitz, trying to put some pressure on Kangemi, trying to disrupt that timing. They got a tip ball at the line of scrimmage. They had a person wide open. Osborne was wide open on the 40-yard line, but the ball was tipped at the line.
Coach Fazio, the Notre Dame defensive coordinator, formerly the head coach at Pitt. It's 2nd down and 10 for Pitt. They have the ball at the Irish 45-yard line. Jemmy rolling out, looking upfield, still looking. He's got a man wide open at the 30. It's Scales, and Scales finally dropped by Steve Lawrence at the 33-yard line. It's 1st down, Pitt at the Notre Dame 33.
Tackle made by Lawrence.
It all starts with the offensive line. You see Kangemi rolling out here, a semi-roll to his left. Look at the time he has. Offensive lineman just taking Notre Dame people right at the line of scrimmage, and finally Scales works himself free in the middle, and Kangemi delivers the ball for the first down.
1st and 10 Pitt at the Notre Dame 33-yard line. Coach Lou Holtz looking on. Jemmy sends Osborne in motion. Jemmy, a quick out, incomplete. It was intended for Osborne at the 30-yard line. Steve Lawrence was right there. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers.
John Kangemi is doing a good job of taking his time at the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame is showing blitz immediately. He's audibling at the line. He's trying to get the ball that time to Osborne on an out pattern. He was open. He just overthrew him a bit.
Big Craig Hayward checking back in the offensive backfield for Pittsburgh, and coming out is Tom Brown. Scales goes wide right, slot right is Osborne, wide left is Michael Stewart. Tinsley is in motion. Jemmy being pressured. Gets away from the pressure, finally shoots a wobbly pass to Michael Stewart, who makes the catch. It's short of a first down, but a good grab by Michael Stewart. Mars Spence making the tackle.
Was made by Spence.
Here's Stewart isolated one-on-one, going deep. It's a takeoff. All of a sudden, he realizes Kangemi's in trouble. He's coming back to the football. This is when Kangemi rolls out and comes back to his left, a little bit high. He just goes up and takes it right into the body and saves a big sack for Kangemi.
3rd and 4 at the 26.
I mean, that really showed the 5th-year senior. He shows a lot of poise. He saw the blitz coming. He's got good quickness to get away from some of the on-rushing defensive linemen and really to avoid the sack on the play.
3rd and 3. Pitt 3 for 4 and 3rd down conversions. Kangemi has the ball at the Notre Dame 26-yard line on a 3rd and 3. He's going to throw for it, in and out of the grasp of Tinsley. The ball was there, but not handled by Keith Tinsley, who holds his helmet in dismay.
Keith Tinsley is a converted defensive back who now plays wide receiver for Pitt. Outstanding quickness. They took 3 people to the short side of the field and brought Tinsley across the middle. He catches that football. It's 7-0 Pitt.
Jeff Van Horn will attempt a 43-yard field goal. John Congemi will hold. Bob Sine, the snapper. The kick is short. Not good. So 2 failed field goal tries, one by Notre Dame and one by Pitt. 3:28 left to play here in the first quarter.
We've had trouble with field goals the entire season. That time, Bob Sine did not get the football back. It dribbled back. The entire timing on that field goal was off, and that's why it was short.
Steve Berline will check in at quarterback for Notre Dame with the ball at the 26-yard line of Notre Dame, 1st and 10. Notre Dame has yet to attempt to pass Jack Ham, and against this Pitt defense, their rushing game has not been going. With Berline in there, they might, and they do. Berline going way over the head of Mark Green, the intended receiver. He wanted his tight end, Joel Williams, who was well covered by Billy Owens.
Boy, Pitt defense guessed right as well. They brought the linebacker, Steve Apke, right up the middle. He really got in Steve Berline's face right when he tried to deliver the football. Jumped up in the air, and Berline did not have good vision downfield. Berline now and again, I think they'll open up a lot more and realize that running game against Pitt is awfully difficult to sustain unless they get that passing game working early.
So it's 2nd and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 26-yard line. Berline play action. Little valve pass to Green. He's got some running room. Green stopped by Owens at the 48-yard line. A first down Notre Dame on a pickup of 22 yards. A little flat pass from Berline to Mark Green.
Mark Green gets the ball in the open field, gets a good block. You see right there, Woods has him man-to-man. Did not realize the quickness that Mark Green has. That's Tony Woods has to pick him up out of the backfield. Did not do it. That's the big play that got the Irish going.
Tom Monahan and Anthony Johnson now the running backs for Notre Dame on a 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Anthony Johnson gets a little bit of a hole. The ball popped loose, but I believe he was already down. And was. Tony Woods, the tackle for Pittsburgh. The ball at the Pitt 49-yard line, a pickup of about 3. Mark Green back in for Notre Dame. He's the Irish leading rusher. Also has caught more passes. The tailback from Riverside, California. Berline, the flat pass again to Green. This time it is smelled out nicely by Steve Apke, the linebacker, who was there not allowing Green to go anywhere. A loss on the play back to the original line of scrimmage. At the 48-yard line of Notre Dame, it brings out a 3rd and 10. Good defensive play by Apke.
Steve Apke had Green man-to-man just like Tony Woods had the previous play. That time in open field, he fought off the blocker, forced it back to the inside to the rest of his help, but then made the play himself. That really was an outstanding play by Apke.
Apke from Cincinnati Moeller. He's a senior. Led Pitt in tackles last year. He's a tri-captain. 3rd down and 10 for Notre Dame at their own 48. Green going in motion. Berline looking upfield. He wants Milt Jackson. What a great catch by Jackson. He was stopped immediately by Quinton Jones, who had good coverage, but a brilliant reception by Milt Jackson.
Notre Dame has outstanding receivers, but Milt Jackson makes an incredible catch. You see right now Jones coming into play, driving on the football. At the same time, Jackson goes up for it. He just outfights Jones for the ball, and I think has the first down for Notre Dame.
Close enough for a measurement. Chain gang comes out. Just a great reception by Jackson, who has fine hands. He's a senior from Fairfield, Iowa. 1st and 10, Notre Dame at the Pitt 42-yard line, thanks to number 6, Milt Jackson.
When you go back off there after a series when a team scores, you talk about big plays. That was a 3rd down and 10 or more on the play, and Jackson goes down, knows exactly where he has to go for the 1st down, curled back, came back to the football, got it in front of Jones. Outstanding play by the defensive back, but Jackson was just there to make it.
Jackson goes wide to the right, wide to the left is Tim Brown. Running backs are Monahan and Green behind Steve Burline. Mark Green looks for a block, doesn't get it. Coming up from the defensive secondary, Gary Richard to knock him down at the line of scrimmage. Good play by Richard.
Harry, a lot of people think defensive backs, the only thing they have to do is make interceptions or cover people downfield. A lot of times in that Pitt defense, the cornerbacks are to support people on the outside plays, and that time Richard came in, supported the play, and just nailed Green for no gain.
Andy Hecken at the tight end, replacing Joel Williams for Notre Dame on a 2nd down and 10 call at the Pitt 42-yard line. Burline from the eye. Off to Green, nothing there. Anthony Siragusa, the sophomore from Kenilworth, New Jersey, right there.
Here we've got a flag down, and so this is going to be a personal foul penalty on the play. This may go against Pitt. We have to wait for the official's call, but the official in the back of the field called it a personal foul. Looks like it is against Pitt.
Personal foul against Pitt. That really hurts. After a good defensive stand, they stopped Green in his tracks twice.
It occurred downfield. You could not see who the defensive back was involved with. Tim Brown. Brown trying to make a block downfield, not even involved in the play. The official threw the flag. And it would have set up a 3rd and 10 situation. Now 1st down for Notre Dame.
15 yards against Pitt.
Personal foul penalty against Pitt.
It's a dead ball foul. And it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have the ball at the 26-yard line of Pitt after a very costly penalty for the Panthers. Inside handoff to Monahan, and he gets to about the 23-yard line, a pickup of about 3 yards. Alonzo Jefferson is coming in for Notre Dame, number 3. He had knee surgery and has missed most of last year and all of this season. Alonzo, a 5'9", 179-pound senior. And that is the end of the 1st quarter here at Notre Dame Stadium with the score: Notre Dame nothing and Pitt nothing. We start the 2nd quarter at Notre Dame Stadium, nothing. Yards rushing, as you see, not many. 26 Pitt, 28 Notre Dame. Pitt 74 yards passing, total yardage 100 for the Panthers, 61 for the Irish. Notre Dame with a key penalty of 15-yard personal foul has it now at the Pitt 24-yard line, 2nd down and 7. Alonzo Jefferson and Monahan are the running backs behind Steve Burline. Jefferson gets the call and gets nowhere. Jefferson stopped right about the line of scrimmage. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 7.
I think Mark Green got a little bit banged up on that play. He ran to the outside when he was tackled by the defensive back on the play. Richard, he limped off the field, and that's why Jefferson came in the lineup. But he went right off tackle, and that Pitt defense came off the football, and there was nowhere for him to go.
Hiawatha Francisco, another player who was injured most of last year, not expected to play much this year, now in at the tailback for Notre Dame. He gets the pitch back. Francisco in a foot race gets out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. He'll be short of the 1st down. He was chased out by Darrell Woods.
They realize the option is not there with the dive back, so they're trying to get to the pitch man to the outside. You see Darrell Woods coming down the line of scrimmage. He's the brother of Tony Woods. Just forces Hiawatha Francisco out of bounds before they get to the 1st down, setting up the field goal attempt.
John Carney will attempt a 36-yard field goal. Dan Sorensen will hold. The ball is spotted. The kick is in the air, and it is good. And Notre Dame is on the board. 14-14 to play in the first half. We have a timeout with a score Notre Dame 3, Pitt nothing. We'll be right back.
It takes a great lineup to make a winning team, and your Chrysler Plymouth dealer has the top performers again in '87. It's an all-star lineup that can't be beat. Reliant, Sundance, Voyager, LeBaron, New Yorker. Every winning team has that extra special something. With Chrysler, it's their exclusive 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. See the all-star lineup today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. But hurry, 2.4% financing ends today.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Cold but chilly.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get. Give me a light. Bud Light. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light. No, Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Harding will kick off. Michael Hadley, deep for Pitt.
On a gorgeous fall afternoon in Notre Dame, Indiana, Notre Dame leading Pitt 3-0 on the field goal by John Carney. Carney will kick off, and solo safety for Pitt is Michael Hadley. The up men are Doug Hetzler and Chuck Scales for Pitt. And John Carney, an original walk-on for Notre Dame, will kick off. Carney from West Palm Beach, Florida. In his senior year, he's now just 4 field goals away from the all-time Notre Dame record, 4 career field goals. Penn State being given trouble by the Cincinnati Bearcats, surprisingly, 7-7.
Worried look on my face right now, 7-all.
Illinois leads Purdue 7-0 first quarter. John Carney gets the kick away. It's a long one. Hadley at the goal line, fumbles it, picks it up. He's going to be in trouble. He's nailed for a safety by Streeter. Or is it a safety? No. At the 1-foot line. George Streeter nailed him at about the 1-foot line.
You make up a lot of yards on special teams. You see Hadley right now just juggle the ball, drop it right at the 1-yard line. He's got to pick it up right there because it's not in the goal, in the end zone. Had it been in the end zone, he could have downed it because the impetus of the ball put it there. He's on the 1-yard line. He got knocked back into the end zone. Great coverage by Notre Dame. Chance for them right now to really take control of the game here in the second quarter.
Now, I guess you give the ball to the 260-pounder and try to get some breathing room. Craig Hayward is the lone setback behind Kajemi. Now he's going to try to throw out of it. Gets his pass away to Scales, and he gets breathing room anyhow. Scales gets about 4 yards, knocked out of bounds by Troy Wilson. There's Hadley, who's had trouble with the kickoffs. He was stopped at about the 11 on the opening kickoff, and this time at the 1-foot line.
Mike Gottfried feels he's going to run his offense no matter where it is on the football field. That's a quick hitch to the outside, a very safe pass, almost like a running play. Get the ball out the Scales in the flat. Notre Dame did a good job of reacting up to that short game.
It'll be second down and about 6 for Pitt. They have it at their own 4-yard line. Kajemi back to throw. Another quick out in and out of the hands of Scales, and he had the first down. The pass was there. Scales just dropped it.
Notre Dame's playing a safe zone against that Pitt offense right now. The wide people are wide open on the play. Chucky Scales had the first down, just try to run with the ball before he took it into his body, and that sets up a 3rd down and long situation.
3rd down and about 6 for Pitt. They have it at their own 4-yard line. Notre Dame leading 3-0, 13:55 to play in the first half. Kajemi again back to pass, being rushed, got away from one man. He's going deep and well covered by Marv Spence, was the intended receiver, Scales. Spence was right on his numbers, incomplete. Pressure put on by Wally Klein. It'll be 4th down in a punting situation for John Rasp. The freshman punter. Notre Dame should come out with good field position. Reggie Ward and Milt Jackson, the deep men for Notre Dame. Milt Jackson at the 35-yard line. Milt Jackson gets away from about 4 Panthers, but then 2 more come down to nail him at about the 37.
Milt Jackson took the punt at 36.
Matt Lavinia was there for Pitt. A 31-yard punt by Rasp, but Notre Dame takes over in great field position at the Panther 38-yard line. The score is Notre Dame 3, Pitt nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Did you know that Yugo is perfect for students who don't have much to spend?
Did you know that Yugo is perfect for young couples just starting out?
Did you know that Yugo is perfect for the single working man?
Or single working woman. And it's the perfect second car for families living in the suburbs.
Did you know you can find your nearest Yugo dealer?
By calling 1-800-USA-YUGO.
No matter who you are
or where you live, everybody needs a Yugo sometime.
The Kemper Cavalry. Why do so many people trust their auto and home insurance to Kemper?
First accident forgiveness.
Kemper Total. Repair or replacement value coverage for my new car, as long as I own it.
Guaranteed renewal for good drivers 55 and over.
Compare Kemper's loyal protection with anyone. We don't have to toot our own horn. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
Travel arrangements made through Eastern Airlines. Whether you're traveling to Florida for business or pleasure, chances are Eastern's going your way. Eastern, the leader in service to all the Americas.
With thousands of places to see on the weekends across the U.S., you'd better see this one first. Hertz affordable weekends as low as $19.96 a day.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish start in excellent field position. 1st and 10 at the Pitt 38-yard line. Pernell Taylor and Green, the running backs. Burline going for the bundle, way overthrown, intended for Milt Jackson. Burline trying to get it all, and one fell swoop. He was pressured on the play. Quentin Jones defending in the secondary.
Harry, Pitt has started, their starting possession has been on their own 12, their own 10, their own 24, and their own 1-yard line. But I think right now Pitt feels they can move the football. Notre Dame has had excellent field position, starting on the 43, 44, 26, and Pitt's 37.
2nd down and 10, Notre Dame from the wishbone. Andrzak, a botched play. He has nowhere to go, and he's nailed back at the 41-yard line. Brought down by Bert Grossman, a sophomore from Ballackinwood, Pennsylvania. Andrzak was looking for a pitch man, nobody there.
It's coming down the line, option, no one there.
Burline, excuse me.
Burline comes back. I think Lou Holtz has so many things in his offensive repertoire. He's got the pro style, they got the veer option, down the line option. There's so many different things that there's going to be some miscommunication at times that it happened right there on that play with the pitch man.
So a loss on the play of about 3 yards, bringing out a 3rd down and 13. And now Burline wants a timeout. Burline calls timeout. We have 12:51 to play in the first half. Notre Dame leading by a score of 3-0. Burline on the sideline, talking it over with Lou Holtz.
Pitt's defense has been out in the field with Notre Dame in good field position most of the first half. I think if they feel they can stop them right now here and only be down by 3 points, it really is a moral victory for them, because Notre Dame has had excellent field position this entire first half. And a tough Pitt defense against the run. I think Burline will continue to open up, throw the football more in the second half. You know, I think, and that in turn will open up his running game a little bit more. You can set up your running game with the passing game as well. And I think he may throw the football more.
Yeah, Jack, when you consider the field position that you pointed out, Notre Dame's excellent and Pitt's just real bad. Mike Gottfried has to be very happy trailing just 3-0 at this point.
And I really believe they've showed that they can move the football. Keith Tinsley misses an open reception, which would give him a touchdown. He drops the football. Chuck Scales on a curl pattern on the sideline. He drops the football, would have given Pitt a first down and got them out of bad field position. They're missing Hosea Hurd, one of the receivers, but also Reggie Williams, the other outstanding leading receiver for Pitt, is out for a number of weeks with a broken leg.
It is a 3rd down and 13 call for Steve Berline. He sends Alonzo Jefferson in motion. Berline, being blitzed, gets a wobbly pass away, and it's incomplete. He was blitzed by Troy Washington, sophomore from Duquesne, Pennsylvania, and he was smacked just after he released the ball.
This was set up, outstanding defensive play. They set it up, they get the alley for Troy Washington coming right up the seam. Berline does not see him coming. He's got a running 15-yard start. Is right there when Berline delivers the football.
Dan Sorensen in to punt, tries to hang it up and deaden it. Fair catch called and made by...
There's a penalty flag down. He was too close to the punt return man on the play. You have to give him 3 yards to catch the football. The official was right there and threw the flag.
Austin took the punt.
There was almost contact made with Austin on the play. It's only going to be a 5-yard penalty.
So we have 12:38 left to play in the first half. Pitt will have the ball after the 5-yard penalty at their own 18-yard line.
I think John can
interference on the kicking team, violating the 2-yard radius on the receiving of a kick.
So the Panthers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Compared to all their field positions, this is great field position for them right now at the 18.
We have a timeout with the score Notre Dame 3, Pitt nothing. We'll be right back.
This week, Rex Reed, Bill Harris, and Martin Scorsese in a special edition of At the Movies.
It is different.
I know it's different.
Because At the Movies will highlight films directed by Scorsese, and you'll meet the director himself.
I feel like something incredible is really going to happen here.
It's going to knock you out.
Is it a movie?
Looks like one to me.
Is it any good?
Find out this week on At the Movies.
Tonight at 6:30 on Channel 9.
Not everyone got a vacation this summer.
I need a vacation.
What do you need, some glasses? How many fingers can you see?
This fall, you can still get great low fares to more places on the biggest bargain airline, United.
I got a vacation. Have a nice shower, Piccone. I'm not just flying. I'm flying friendly skies. I'm out of there.
First and 10 for Pitt. They have the ball at their own 18-yard line. Notre Dame leading 3-0. Kajemi straight back. Looks upfield again. That short quick out to Chuck Scales was incomplete. Marv Spence defending on the play. Jack Ham, how long can you get away with a quick out to the sideline? Well, if a secondary man all of a sudden reads that pass, you're talking 6.
Well, a lot of times when you have 4 wide receivers like Pitt had in that formation, teams are very apprehensive about playing man-to-man coverage. You'll check to a very safe zone. Kajemi is reading it. He's coming back. Scales has been open. He's missed a couple passes. That time was off to the left.
2nd down and 10 for Pitt. Osborne goes in motion. Kajemi straight back, looking upfield. Again, a short pass intended for Hayward. In and out of his grasp. Darrell Gordon defending on the play for Notre Dame. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Irish. Or rather for Pitt. They have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
After this game, John Kajemi is going to have a sore arm because other than a quick trap or a quick toss to Hayward, which they've run, he has been airing it out almost every play, including a drive that started inside his own 1-yard line.
Pitt on 3rd down conversions, 3 for 6. Tom Brown back in for the Panthers. Craig Hayward goes out.
And Tom Brown is been kind of the unsung hero for that Pitt offense. He's a good blocking back there, not only for the running play, but also picking up blitzing linebackers as well. Caught a few balls against West Virginia, made some big plays on the running game.
So it's a 3rd down and 10 for John Congemi. Straight back to throw. Looks up the middle. It is incomplete. He had it and dropped it thanks to the hit by Troy Wilson, along with Steve Lawrence.
It was incomplete. The coverage by Steve Lawrence.
That's just good contact by the secondary going to the football on the play. Stewart is still down. Again, we're talking about they're very thin at wide receiver for Pitt. He's just running a quick post pattern, a slant. You see Congemi rolling out to his left, looking at him all the way. He's trying to get him right in that seam area. It's a good throw. It gets hit right by both defensive backs, and he is down on the ground around the 40-yard line. And talking to Mike Godfrey yesterday, he said, we cannot afford to lose any wide receiver in this game because with the loss of Hosea Hurd, who's not here, and also Williams, their outstanding wide receiver, they're very thin at wide receiver when they go to that 4 wide receiver set.
Bone-jarring hit by Steve Lawrence, the senior from Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Well, Steve Lawrence did exactly what a free safety should do. Go back there, read the quarterback. When Congemi was looking all the way to Stewart, he just drove on the football, came right through the ball and Stewart. And like I said, Stewart's a big, tall receiver, and he was up in the air, and he just got nailed in that seam area.
So John Rasp will punt. Rasp, the freshman. Milt Jackson and Reggie Ward will be deep for Notre Dame. We have 12:26 left to play here in the first half. Notre Dame leading 3-0, and Michael Stewart is still down on the ground for the Pitt Panthers.
It looks like they're looking at his upper body right now. He got hit right when he's up in the air and probably took a shot right around the shoulder or head area, and we'll hope he's all right. But again, Notre Dame should come out of this with great field position. The entire first half has been played in Pitt territory, and again, they should be in Pitt territory with a good punt return. Excellent field position again.
Watch the hit that put Michael Stewart down on this play for Steve Lawrence. Ooh.
Well, that's what you ask a free safety to do, and when a wide receiver is up in the air like that, looks like Stewart's going to be okay. Shaking up but walking off under his own power, and we'll have to wait and see whether he comes back in the game or not. But very vulnerable when you're up in the air against a secondary, especially a guy that hits as hard as Steve Lawrence.
John Rasp will punt for Pitt. Milt Jackson and Reggie Ward are the deep men for Notre Dame. That's a high, short punt. It hits a Pitt player at the 44-yard line. It should be Notre Dame's ball at the 44. It hit a Pitt man on the shoulder pads at about the 44. Now, Pitt is claiming it hit a Notre Dame player, but I don't believe it did. I believe it hit a Pitt player on the shoulder pad.
There's a few people out there from Pitt lobbying for that call, but it looked like it hit a Pitt man coming downfield. And it should be Notre Dame ball. Excellent field position inside the 45-yard line.
The white team, right there, first down.
That's what it is. It hit one of the Pitt special teams players, so it'll be 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They'll have the ball at the Pitt 45. Again, excellent field position. Just a 27-yard punt by Rasp.
Taking a look at Michael Stewart there on the sidelines, making sure he is okay. Might be a shoulder problem or whatever. We'll have to wait and see whether he comes back.
Steve Berline, the quarterback, on a 1st and 10 from Pitt's 45-yard line. Flat pass here. Flag down on the play to Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson picked up about 4 yards, but there's a marker down on the play, and also a Pitt Panther defender down on the play.
And Harry, that's where the penalty occurred. It's going to be a clip against Notre Dame on the play on number 7, Quentin Jones, the outstanding defensive back. He was coming up on that screen. They did not have position on the play. One of the wide receivers came in, and Quentin Jones is down on the ground. And well, when you get clipped from the blind side like that, that's sometimes in low, that sometimes can be a real problem. And that's we hope that Quentin Jones is okay.
Quentin Jones, a junior from Pompano Beach, Florida.
Quentin Jones is the player shaking up for Pitt.
Penalty is against Notre Dame. 12:05 left to play in the first half. The Irish lead 3-0, but This will go against Notre Dame.
The screen is like a timing play, trying to get their offensive lineman out in front of the play to knock the support man down while the wide receiver comes down and takes out a defensive back. And Quentin Jones tried to react very quickly, and that's when he got clipped.
During the run in the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
That's it.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it'll be first down and around 19 for Notre Dame at their own 46-yard line. Jones running off under his own power, and he probably will return.
Well, you don't get chicken up like that on the field for being held.
So first and 19. All of the Notre Dame 46.
Robert Bradley is coming to take the place of Quentin Jones in the secondary for Pitt. He's a freshman from Elizabeth, New Jersey. First down and 19 for Notre Dame. Berline, a little shovel pass to Purnell Taylor, but it's smelled out by the Pitt defense right there to make the tackle, number 59, Walter Johnson.
Tackle made by Johnson.
Just trying a very safe shuffle pass right up the middle. Chuck Lange, the offensive center, has got to make the play right at the line of scrimmage. He does not. Walter Johnson fights off, comes around the block, and gets in and makes the play. Lange has got to take him out of the play, and Purnell Taylor has got to break off one way or the other on that shuffle pass.
A gain of just one. It's second down, 18 for Notre Dame at their own 47. Berline has some running room. Now he's going for the bundle, and it's over the head of Milt Jackson. Milt Jackson defended on the play by Billy Owens, the junior strong safety from Syracuse. And it is third down and 18.
Notre Dame has got to start working the inside route, the in patterns against Pitt. They're running the football and trying to go for the deep bomb. They got that area in between that Pitt zone and behind the linebackers in front of the defensive backs. You see all the possessions right now from Notre Dame. Another third down play right now to keep this drive alive after they started on their own 45-yard line, or Pitt 45.
Notre Dame 1 for 5 in third down conversions. This is third and 18 for Steve Berline. Play action. Berline in some trouble, and he is sacked by Walter Johnson at the 42-yard line. Walter Johnson, the big 255-pound defensive tackle from Pahokee, Florida.
When you get a team in a third down and long situation, Pitt is just going to come off the football. Usually the double team goes to Tony Woods. Johnson gets a single block. That time he beat the center again.
Sorensen doing the booting. Osborne at the 11-yard line. Osborne gets up to around the 23 before he's brought down, where Pitt will take over first and 10. A 46-yard punt by Sorensen, the return by Osborne. With 10:19 to play in the first half, the score, Notre Dame 3 and Pitt nothing.
Did you know the Yugo for only $39.90 is the choice of fun lovers everywhere?
Did you know the Yugo is becoming a favorite on college campuses?
Did you know in Fort Lauderdale, 33 college kids stuffed into one?
Did you know Yugo is the official car of the U.S. volleyball team?
So whether you're having a ball
or spiking a ball,
if you're into fun,
get into a Yugo.
Call 1-800-USA-YUGO and drive one today. Everybody needs a Yugo sometime.
Lyle Alzado just got tough.
Because I started using Tegrin medicated shampoo and stopped using Head & Shoulders. No more pretty shampoo for me. Tegrin's tough. 4 times tough. It's got a special ingredient that tackles not only your everyday dandruff, but all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Tegrin does more than Head & Shoulders ever could. So for a man's
and a woman,
tough defense against dandruff, get 4 times tough with Tegrin medicated shampoo.
Today's game between the Pittsburgh Panthers and the Irish of Notre Dame is brought to you by Yugo. Everybody needs a Yugo sometime. And by the Marines. We're looking for a few good men. Pittsburgh will start 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Happy to report that Michael Stewart, who was shaken up on the previous Pitt possession, is back in the lineup at a wideout. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Brown and Hayward, the running backs. This is the big guy, Hayward, and he gets just a yard, and that is all. Brought down by Jeff Coons on the play at about the 24-yard line. A pickup of 1 or 2. It'll be 2nd down, call it 8.
That time they're going back to their normal situation. They have Hayward line up as a slot, as a 4th wide receiver. Then he motion him back, bring him back, send him back as a tailback in the I, then run right out of the I formation. Notre Dame tried to adjust very quickly, stopped him for about a 2-yard gain.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Pitt. They have the ball at their own 25-yard line. Jimmy back to pass, under some pressure, is finally dropped at about the 26-yard line. He might have gained a yard on the play. Mike Griffin, the nose tackle, a senior from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, brought him down. He picked up a yard. It'll bring out a 3rd down and 7.
Well, he got away from Wally Klein again. He put some pressure up the middle. He stepped up away from Klein, up into the pocket, tried to go downfield. His receivers were all running takeoff patterns. He could not deliver the ball and just took it for about a 1-yard gain.
But his 3rd down. Lone running back behind Kajemi is Tom Brown on a 3rd and 7. Kajemi back to pass. Cedric Figueroa rushing. It's off to Brown on the short pass, and Brown is dropped by Lawrence at the 43, but a 1st down Pitt. A little shovel pass to the fullback, Tom Brown, and a big 3rd down conversion for the Panthers.
They get pressure up the middle. Wally Klein, you see them coming right out. Very safe pass to Brown. Coming down, you see the block on the corner right here now. If number 68 makes the block on the play, that can go for a touchdown. And that was Chip Bukakis, who made the play on Lawrence. That ball could have gone for a score.
1st and 10 Pitt. They have the ball at their own 43-yard line. Here's Hayward, and Hayward pulls his way for about 3 or 4 yards. Stopped by Griffin.
Well, if they can get 4 or 5 yards on 1st down with Hayward, then Jimmy can really mix up the passing game. You will not see a Wally Klein and people like that putting pressure on him, because they'll have to play the running game initially before they rush the passer. So far here in the 1st half, up to this point, they've been just teeing off and trying to rush Jimmy right up the middle, putting pressure on him.
2nd down and 6 for Pitt. They have it at their own 47-yard line. Jimmy back to pass. A quick one up the middle. He's got his man Michael Stewart for a 1st down at Notre Dame territory to the Irish 42. Marv Spence made the tackle, but it's 1st and 10 Pitt at the Irish 42-yard line.
Great to see Michael Stewart back in there running that in route across the middle. You know, he's got sore ribs right now. Kajemi reading the blitz. That's when Stewart read it as well. Broke the play off to the inside. Very easy throw for Kajemi. Panthers right now look like they're on the move.
Jimmy so far is 8 for 22 in completions for 106 yards. 1st and 10 for Pitt. They have it at the Irish 42-yard line. Whistles on the play, blowing the play dead. That was not intentional by Cedric Figueroa. The officials have blown the whistle, stopping the play.
That time, John Kajemi just took too much time. The clock ran out, came down to 0 before he got the ball off. The 5-yard delayed game penalty.
That'll be 1st and 15. It'll move it back to the Notre Dame 47-yard line.
Notre Dame's got to do a better job of disguising the blitz. They bring people up the line of scrimmage initially and pull back out. Kajemi has time to read it's a fake blitz, and he has time to run the play he wants to have. And when they come off the football, they line up at the line of scrimmage so he can audible as much as he wants to right at the line.
Delay a game, offense exceeding the 25-second count.
Now 1st and 15.
So it's a delay of game, 1st and 15 for Pitt. They'll have the ball at the Notre Dame 47-yard line. Brown and Hayward, the running backs. Brown gets the call, and he is slowed down by Figaro and then picked up by Troy Wilson. Wilson and Wes Pritchett right there. A gain of perhaps a yard on the play. It'll bring on a 2nd down and 14 for Pitt.
Tom Brown usually gets the tough yards inside, the straight ahead plays, the quick traps right up the middle. Trying to get Tom Brown outside. He does not have that type of speed to turn the corner. An excellent pursuit by the Notre Dame defense.
Tom Gorman in at the nose tackle for Notre Dame. Mike Griffin is out. And Jemmy looking downfield, going for everything. It is picked, nearly intercepted by Troy Wilson, in and out of his hands. Wilson defending on the play, nearly had the intercept. The intended receiver was Charles Gladman.
But Chuck Gladman in the slot formation. He's trying to fan pattern, run deep to the outside. Well covered by Notre Dame. 2 people down there on the play to try to break it up. Troy Wilson almost coming up with the interception. They're playing a deep zone against the Pitt on the deep pattern, and that's really an ill-advised throw by Jonathan Jemmy.
Pitt is 4 for 8 in 3rd down conversions. They have a 3rd down and 14. Jemmy on a 3rd and 14. Straight back. Being rushed by Butler. It's complete, but it'll be way short of a 1st down. James Bob there to bring down the receiver. Bill Osborne, it'll be short of a 1st down. They picked up on the play just 5. To the 41-yard line, where it'll be 4th down and a punting situation for Pitt.
Good call by Coach Fazio from Notre Dame. All-out blitz, making Jimmy get rid of the football before he wanted to. James Bob came up and made the sure tackle against the blitz on Bill Osborne, stopping way short of the 1st down.
Bob Sign will snap. The punter is John Rask. Good snap. Rask boots it into the end zone. So Notre Dame will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt by Rask. The score is Notre Dame 3 and Pitt nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
What do you say? Call it a day. 5 o'clock is here. Now you're talking after work. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is spoken here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste. Now you're talking beer.
Now you're talking Stroh's. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is spoken here.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish starting in their poorest field position of the 1st half at their own 20-yard line. Terry Andrzak is the quarterback. Alonzo Jefferson and Tom Monahan are the running backs. Inside handoff to Monahan, not much there. He gets about 3. The whole 2nd team offensive line in for Notre Dame. Tom Rader, Tom McHugh, James Bogus, Jeff Pearson, Tim Grunhard, and Andy Heck. And the flanker back is Ray Dumas. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Notre Dame. Pitt has outgained Notre Dame 145 yards to 60 here in the 1st half. But Notre Dame leads 3-0. The story of the 1st half has been field position. It's 2nd down and 7 Notre Dame. Andrzak hands off to Alonzo Jefferson, who picks his way for 2, and that's all. Jefferson was tripped up at about the 25-yard line. By Tony Woods.
Andrzejczyk has to open it up, trying to run the football inside for a few yards. Got to just throw the football, open up that secondary of Pitt, get those linebackers to drop off a little bit, then maybe you can get the running game going later on. But they've got to get some passing game going right now because they've not been able to do anything here in the first half other than a few screen plays and then the personal foul penalty, which got them to three points.
It is a 3rd down and 5 call for Terry Andrzejczyk. Quarterback draw, forget about it. He draws nothing but white shirts. Is it a fumble? Yes, it is, and Pitt has recovered. Andrzejczyk on the quarterback draw fumbles, and Pitt has recovered the ball. The Panthers will have it 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 26-yard line.
See a delay right now coming up the middle. Apke from one side, and also number 59, Walter Johnson, and Woods, who knocks the ball loose. I'm not sure who recovered for Pitt, but that's now the biggest break Pitt has had here in the first half. The ball now at the 26-yard line.
Olszewski and Apke and Darrell Woods to make the tackle on the quarterback draw. And it's 1st and 10, Pitt at the Notre Dame 26. Hayward gets the call. Hayward gets maybe a yard at most. Notre Dame has really held Hayward in check, the big 260-pounder. Stopped by Mike Griffin that time. A gain of only a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Hayward coming off a 171-yard rushing game, has just 26 today on 9 carries.
And that time the defensive line from Notre Dame just came off the football against Pitt, and Hayward had nowhere to go, even though he's 260 pounds, had no room to run.
It's 2nd down and 9 for John Congemi. Straight back to pass. Little valve pass to Tinsley. Tinsley is caught from behind by Cedric Figaro at the 19-yard line, but they pick up on the play. Around 6 yards, bringing on a 3rd down and 3.
Where they're trying to work Tinsley into the lineup more and more each week. He's not real comfortable knowing the entire system right now. He's playing quite a bit now. He was in motion, came back to the outside, and tried to set up that screen with his lineman in front of him. He's got excellent quickness after he catches the football. Now setting up a 3rd down and about 3 or 4.
3rd and 3 for Pitt, and the timeout has been called by the Pitt Panthers. Calling timeout John Congemi with a 3rd and 3, 3:01 left to play here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, the Sports Spotlight will be on Irish coach Lou Holtz. Lou will talk about his 24 hours before kickoff time, how he spends that 24 hours, and also he'll talk about the black and the high-top shoes worn by Notre Dame. We'll also look at the AP Top 20, some of the key games today, scores of other games, as well as first half highlights. And the marching bands of Pittsburgh and Notre Dame, all this coming up at halftime. We have 3:01 till halftime, Notre Dame leading by a score of 3-0. And Jack Ham, you'd almost have to say that the first half has been dominated by Pitt, even though the score is Notre Dame 3 and Pitt 0.
I think their defense really came to play this afternoon. When Notre Dame had excellent field position, they held them without any points, only the one time for the field goal. And now when they finally got a break on the fumble by Andrzejczyk, see if Pitt can work the ball in for a score or not.
There you see Congemi's numbers, 10 for 25 for 117 yards. It's a 3rd down and 3. Congemi looking upfield. He has all kinds of time. He drills it in and out of the grasp of Tinsley. The 6 was there for Pitt, but again, Tinsley could not hang on. Spence and Lawrence defending for Notre Dame.
They brought Tinsley in motion across the field. He rolled out, looked off one receiver, came back to Tinsley. That ball is right there, bobbles it in the air, cannot come down. He's trying to catch the ball against his body instead of his hands, and the ball is bouncing off his body for the 2nd incomplete pass.
A 36-yard field goal attempt blocked by Griffin of Notre Dame, and the Irish will take over. Mike Griffin, the senior from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, busted through the middle and blocked the field goal try by Jeff Van Horn.
Golden opportunity for Pitt. Looked like they would have had the touchdown, then try to settle for the field goal, then the block. Notre Dame defense comes up with a big play. Pitt again is kept off the scoreboard, but Keith Tinsley had a chance here in the first half for 2 touchdown passes and dropped both balls.
Dave Butler recovered, but it was 94 Mike Griffin who blocked that field goal try, and it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. A wide out to Tim Brown. First time Brown has touched the ball today, and he gets 12. Brown has been very silent. They talk about getting the ball into Brown's hands. That's the first time he's had his hands on it.
Well, they usually try to line him up in the backfield, hand off the football to him. This time he had him out as a wide receiver, ran kind of a hitch pattern, got the football. When he gets room to run with some people out in front of him, he can make some big plays and got the first down.
The average is 19 yards per catch on that one. He got 12. 1st and 10 Notre Dame at their own 41. Burline, an inside handoff, not a whole lot there. Getting up to the 44-yard line is Pernell Taylor. Stopped by Anthony Siragusa and Walter Johnson.
So here's an opportunity right now for Notre Dame. A lot of times when a team misses an opportunity to put some points on the board, it looked like a short touchdown, then the missed field goal. Their defense gets lulled to sleep a little bit, does not play that high intensity, and Notre Dame had excellent field position.
Burline play action. Fires one to Tim Brown. He's got it at the 36-yard line of Pitt. From Burline to Tim Brown, Quentin Jones on the tackle, but Brown, who had been silent until this last 2 minutes of the half, is now all of a sudden coming into play.
What is an excellent throw by Burline to the outside. Brown makes that out move. Jones on the tackle, but he got that separation and the watch the protection right now against Tony Wood. They push him to the outside. Does not put any pressure on Burline at all. Enable Burline to get the ball downfield to Brown.
Myron Spruill, a good job on Woods. Handoff up the middle. Anthony Johnson, the ball carrier, picks up about 3. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Joel Williams coming in at the tight end. Andy Heck comes out for Notre Dame. Notre Dame has 2 timeouts remaining. Pitt 1. 1:20 and counting to go in the first half.
2nd and 7 at the 33.
Notre Dame's offense coming to life all of a sudden because of number 81, Tim Brown. On the option play, Burline keeps, and he gets a couple of yards, and that's all, to the 31-yard line. Stopped by Bert Grossman.
You're going to call a timeout right here to stop the clock. When Burline is running the option, I'm sure the defenses are geared right now to make him carry the football. Don't let him drop the football off on the pitch man to Brown. Make Burline carry the ball. He does not have that kind of foot speed. Have him come down the line and take all these other options away from him, and Burline should not make that many yards upfield.
Both teams with 1 timeout remaining in the first half. 56 seconds to go in the first half. Notre Dame has the ball 3rd and about 4. A long 4 on the 31-yard line. The TV and cameras will return to Notre Dame Stadium next week when the Irish take on the Air Force Falcons. Air Force has won the last 4 games in this series, and Coach Lou Holtz would like to end that streak so that the men on this 86 team, especially the seniors, can get their first win against the Western Athletic Conference powerhouse, the Air Force Academy Falcons. Air Force coach Fisher DeBerry has a 20-5 record over the past 2 years, and the Falcons are 4-1 so far this year. They're taking on Navy today in Colorado Springs. Game time next week, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central on the TVN College Football Network. 3rd down and 4, a long 4 facing Burline. Burline, the quick out to Tim Brown, who slipped and fell at the line of scrimmage. It is 4th down and 4 for Notre Dame.
That catch by Tim Brown, a diving catch for no gain, was the most outstanding catch I've seen for no yardage at all. He was going down, just put his hands out and caught the football, and now Notre Dame will have to settle for another field goal attempt.
And a long attempt it will be. It's a 48-yard attempt by Carty. Dan Sorensen will hold. Carty's long this year is 49. His career long, 51 in the Aloha Bowl. Ball is spotted. The kick is in the air. It's certainly long enough, and it is good. A 48-yard field goal by John Carney. With 10 seconds showing on the clock in the first half, Notre Dame has scored on another field goal by Carney, his second of the game. And for John Carney, it is his 7th of the season.
John Carney could have made that field goal from 60 yards away. He really got his leg into it on that field goal attempt. Took advantage of the turnover on a blocked field goal attempt, marched down the field, came down inside the 30-yard line, but had to settle for that field goal. Pitt still only down by 6 points here going into the halftime. I'm sure Mike Godfrey will tell his team at halftime, listen, as poorly as you played offensively in the first half, we're still only down by 6 points. A touchdown will put us right back in the lead in the second half. So I'm sure he's not disappointed, especially his defense has played extremely well.
Just 10 seconds to play in the first half. Notre Dame leading 6-0. John Carney will kick off, and Michael Hadley, the deep man for Pitt. So Hadley will try to bust one here with just 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Hadley's had some trouble with the kickoffs. And that ball blown off the tee.
I'm sure John Carney may just try to squib kick this thing right down the middle. You don't want to give your kickoff return team any kind of timing here with only 10 seconds left to go in a half. And even though Hadley has had some problems back there, maybe he's going to bounce his ball downfield and run out the clock here with 10 seconds left.
Might try to kick it out of the end zone. Hadley will down in the end zone. So Pitt will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. There's still 10 ticks left on the clock in the first half.
Pitt has got to be confident. They've been able to move the football when they've gotten decent field position. A fumble by Haywood cost them a good opportunity in scoring position. Then after the fumble recovery of Andrzejczak, the missed touchdown catch by Keith Tinsley right across the middle, which really cost Pitt. And what it really does to Kangemi, he doesn't get a lot of confidence going to Keith Tinsley if he's already dropped 2 short touchdown passes going into the second half.
Kangemi inside handoff. Hayward, the big guy, running room. He gets close to a first down at the 29-yard line. But that'll be the last play of the first half. That's the end of the first half with the score. Notre Dame 6 and Pitt nothing. $7-0. Notre Dame took their option for the second half, so the Irish will receive. And Pitt will kick off. Jeff Van Horn will do the kicking.
I'm sure Mike Godfrey told his defense at halftime, you're playing great football so far. We kick off to Notre Dame. We have a good kick, pin Notre Dame back, and finally gets a decent field position for John Kangemi in the offense.
Van Horn to kick off. Tim Brown in solo safety for Notre Dame. 6-0 Irish as the second half is underway. Tim Brown at the 7-yard line. Brown looks for the wedge. Brown is exciting, and he's dropped at the 33-yard line. A good return by Tim Brown. He was brought down by Matt.
Tackle was made by
Lavinia.
First down, Irish at the 33.
Tim Brown, for being the starting wide receiver and sometimes running back in the backfield, is an outstanding kickoff return man. He makes a decision at high speed. He sees it opening, goes right through the hole. He does not hesitate at all, and came close to breaking that one, getting brought down at around the 33.
Look to see a lot more of number 81 for Notre Dame this half. He did not touch the ball in the first half until about 3 minutes left in the first half as Pernell Taylor gets the call. Pernell Taylor gets up to about the 36-yard line, a pickup of around 3. It'll bring on a second down and 7. Taylor at 5'11", 216 pounds from La Puente, California. Second down and 7, Notre Dame. They have it at their own 36-yard line. Andy Heck is in now at the tight end, replacing Joel Williams. From the wishbone, Berline calling signals. Pitch back to Tim Brown. Brown looks for a block. Brown to the 50. Brown knocked out of bounds in Pitt territory by Quentin Jones, but another big gain by Tim Brown.
See Tim Brown, it's just that veer option coming down the line. Steve Berline just drops the football back to Brown. Now he makes people miss. Good block at the corner. A lot of time the defense with Tim Brown turning it on right now and almost taking it down the sideline. The defense has to prepare for so many different things against Notre Dame in 1 week's time. So it really eliminates the things you can do defensively. That time Brown almost broke it for the touchdown.
16-yard gain by Brown. 1st and 10 Notre Dame at the Pitt 48-yard line. Here's Pernell Taylor, and the fullback pulls his way to the 41. A pickup of around 7 by Taylor.
Tackle made by Tony Woods.
You see the All-American Woods on the outside. The play's going right up the middle, and he's coming off the block trying to help out on the play up the middle on Pernell Taylor, who took that ball in a straight-ahead play for 7 yards.
Byron Spruill has done a pretty good job on Woods today. Number 73 for Notre Dame, the offensive tackle. Here's Taylor again trying for the 1st down. He appears to be just a little short. Pernell Taylor, the fullback, the ball carrier, gets it to around the Pitt 39.
Well, the Notre Dame offense just kind of lulls you to sleep. They try to run the football and run the ball. Then they try to get the big play to Brown on the outside or throwing the ball or out of the option. And all of a sudden, your defense thinks you got them under control, and that's when Brown almost breaks a big play.
Brown, who did not touch the ball in the 1st half until about 3 minutes left to play in the 1st half, ended up with 3 catches for 33 yards. He's back in now on a 3rd down and short situation from the wishbone. Double tight end, Williams and Heck. On the option, Berline gets the 1st down to the 36-yard line. Berline brought down by Billy Owens. But it's a 1st down and 10 for Notre Dame at the Pitt 36.
Impressive drive right now. This big play, Brown on the option to the outside, but also running the ball inside now. Now Berline getting the 1st down on that option coming down the line, just turning it up for the 1st down.
From the I formation this time, Anthony Johnson and Pernell Taylor, the running backs, behind Berline. Berline is racked up in his tracks by Jerry Olszewski, the linebacker, a sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio.
Jerry Olszewski.
In the Pitt scheme defensively, the 4th down linemen keep the linebackers free. Jerry Olszewski, the middle linebacker, usually will roam up and down the line of scrimmage, should lead the team in tackles. That time he made the play on Berline, he was untouched by any blockers.
Tom Monahan coming in late to the Notre Dame huddle, and Pernell Taylor goes out. Berline on play action, looking deep, has time, gets one away, and is caught by Williams. A 1st down, Notre Dame at the 23-yard line of Pitt. To Joel Williams, the tight end, and Berline had all day to throw.
Joel Williams, the tight end, was not the primary receiver. He's blocking for a count to make sure the Woods is not rushing, and then he's delaying across the field. He's probably the 3rd receiver to be picked out on the play. He was wide open because Berline had all kind of time to throw the ball.
7th reception of the year for the tight end Williams. It's 1st and 10 Notre Dame with the Pitt 23. Excellent protection by the offensive line. Inside handoff, Monahan, about 2 or 3 yards there, and that's all for Tom Monahan. Monahan, an original walk-on, 5'10", 210 pounds from Arcola, Illinois.
Boy, very impressive drive by Notre Dame, coming right out of the locker room, running the football, mixing up some of the passing game. Now they got the ball at the 20-yard line for Pitt. If they put another score on the board, the way their defense has been playing, that may be enough to win the ball game.
It's 2nd down and a short 8 or long 7 for Steve Berline at the 20-yard line of Pitt. Another inside handoff. Braxton Banks, the ball carrier. Banks picking up on the play about 3 or 4. And there's a player down in the field.
Notre Dame, when they get inside the 20-yard line, it's going to be very conservative, trying to run the football and get some more points on the board. And and maybe get more than a touchdown lead right now. The weight looks like it's number 51.
Chuck Lands of the offensive center from Germantown, Tennessee. With 10:43 to play in the third quarter, the score, Notre Dame 6 and Pitt nothing.
Fall.
Ladies and gentlemen. Not everyone got a vacation this summer.
I need a vacation like nobody's business. I need a vacation.
This fall, you can still get great low fares to more places on the biggest bargain airline, United.
I got a vacation.
Give me another shot at it.
And I'm not just flying, I'm flying the brand new sky.
Nice soft landing.
It takes a great lineup to make a winning team, and your Chrysler Plymouth dealer has the top performers again in '87. It's an all-star lineup that can't be beat. Reliant, Sundance, Voyager, LeBaron, New Yorker. Every winning team has that extra special something. With Chrysler, it's their exclusive 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. See the all-star lineup today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. But hurry, 2.4% financing ends today.
Chuck Lanza left the field under his own power. James Bogus comes in at center for Notre Dame, a junior from Dunwoody, Georgia. Where it's 3rd down and 4 Irish, they have the ball at the Pitt 17-yard line. From the wishbone, Berline back to pass, penalty marker down the play. He's being chased, he gets it away, nobody there, and it is picked off by Pitt. Berline threw in desperation, and Pitt has intercepted at the 16-yard line. Steve Apke with the interception for the Panthers.
We'll have to wait for the officials calling a play, but a really ill-advised throw by Berline. He was getting pressure, threw the football up for grabs, and he's fortunate that ball was not running back for a touchdown, trying to throw the football across the grain.
Illegal formation on the offense. It'll be declined. First down, wait.
Illegal formation, Notre Dame, so the interception stands. Good pressure by Siragusa here.
You see Steve Berline just a fake on the option and then pulling the ball back out. Siragusa putting pressure on him right now. He knows he's in good field goal position. He just throw the football away, out of bounds. He puts the ball up for grabs, and Grossman almost comes up, but after he gets the deflection from Grossman, if they don't make the tackle right there, he could be going down the sidelines.
1st and 10, Pitt. Conjemi gets one away, in and out of the grasp of Osborne, and then is hit by Brandywell. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. They have it at their own 17-yard line with 10:12 to play in the third quarter. Notre Dame leading 6-0.
Boy, if they're going to run the run-and-shoot offense, and Pitt loves to run it using 4 wide receivers, you got to catch the football. That time Osborne was usually a sure-handed receiver. He drops the ball right across the middle. He was wide open.
Charles Gladman and Brown are the running backs. Brown in motion. Conjemi being pursued, and he's sacked by Wally Klein. Wally Klein, the big 274-pounder from Midland, Texas, got through.
Wally Klein is a big defensive lineman. Lou Holtz tells me he's playing his best football right now, just coming off the block to the inside. He gets penetration on the play and just brings down John Conjemi, who tried to have a short rollout and set up and throw the football, and Wally Klein was all over him.
3rd down and 15 for Pitt. They have the ball at the 12-yard line. They're 4 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. Conjemi gets a short pass away to Hayward. He has some running room. 1st down. The big guy moves to the 32-yard line. A big play on 3rd and 15. Steve Lawrence finally brought the 260-pound Hayward down to the ground.
This has been the best passing play in the whole first half and second half for Pitt. It's just that delay. He gets the screen to the outside and turns it upfield. This is a 260-pound running back making moves right now. Knows he's got to get the 1st down and gets it for Pitt to keep that drive alive.
Good block by Chip Bakauskas, the junior center from Wexford, Pennsylvania. It's 1st down and 10. Pitt, they have the ball at their own 32. Gladman trying to pick his way and picks up about a yard or two before he's dropped by Mike Griffin, along with Ron Weisenhofer.
Weisenhofer and Griffin.
Notre Dame player is down on the field.
That looks like Cedric Figueroa down on the ground right now. Outstanding pass rusher, good guy in the coverage as well. It's just a counter play that Pitt ran to the outside. There was no place at all. Good penetration by the defensive lineman. And Gladman was brought down for about a yard gain on the play.
The score is Notre Dame 6 and Pitt nothing. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Announcing the Valvoline 4-Guard I Love a Parade sweepstakes. Win a trip for 4 to 4 of America's greatest parades. To enter, watch the next commercial and remember what the driver of the smoking car says. Then go to a participating store for details.
Big parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell, what kind of motor oil are you using?
Motor oil is motor oil.
Motor oil definitely is not motor oil. A 4-cylinder engine works harder and needs the extra protection of specially formulated Valvoline 4-Guard.
Not much of a parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell.
Lyle Alcedo just got tough.
Because I started using Tegrin medicated shampoo and stopped using Head & Shoulders. Tegrin's 4 times tough. It tackles all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Get tough with Tegrin.
Look at that. Cincinnati 17, Penn State 14 in the 4th quarter. A major upset could be in the making at Happy Valley, Jack Ham.
And they say Penn State does not play a tough schedule. Look at that Cincinnati team. Giving Penn State all they want. Could beat anybody on any given Saturday.
It's Parents' Weekend at Happy Valley. We might not have any more Parents' Weekends as Cincinnati upsets the Nittanies today. Kajemi over the middle, a great grab. And brought down is Michael Stewart at the 47-yard line by Troy Wilson and Brandy Wells.
Well, a lot of receivers have dropped the easy catches today for John Kajemi. This time, Michael Stewart on a crossing route catches the ball in mid-stride right now. And he's now trying to turn up the field and get some yardage. Finally brought down after an excellent reception by Michael Stewart.
There's Coach Fazio with his hands on his head. Former coach at Pitt, now the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, but he has a special interest in this one. It's 1st and 10 for Pitt. They have it at the 47. Here's Hayward trying to get outside, and a fine defensive play by Dave Butler. Butler, the 6'3", 223-pound senior from Sylvania, Ohio.
But Dave Butler has quietly had an outstanding game defensively for Notre Dame. Made a lot of big plays, stripped Hayward of the football in the first half on the opening drive. Now when Hayward tries to duck back to the outside, Butler made the play. He's been a solid football player over there for Notre Dame.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 2nd down, 12 Pitt. They have the ball at their own 45-yard line. Darren Gillespie is checked in as a wideout for the Panthers on 2nd down and 12. Jemmy straight back, looking upfield. The pocket closing in on him, and Wally Klein has him in his grasp, but he gets it away to Brown. Brown is finally driven out of bounds by Kovaleski. But Jemmy getting rid of the ball with big Wally Klein, all 274 pounds of him on his back.
Well, this is the poise of John Kajemi right now. Pro football, he'd have been called already down. Again, Klein putting pressure on him, got him by 1 leg. He has the presence of mind to see Brown laying out there in the flat, delivers the ball, avoids the sack, and sets up a 3rd down and about 3.
He picked up 9 on the play, so it's 3rd down and 3 Pitt. In motion goes Tinsley. Kajemi with a blitz on, gets it away. It's caught by Osborne, gets away from Brandy Wells. Osborne inside the 20, knocked out of bounds and around the 13-yard line by Troy Wilson, but a big 3rd down play for Pitt.
Coach Fazio called an all-out blitz on on the play. John Congemi read it, got the football to Billy Osborne, and if you break a tackle, you can go a long way. You see him get the ball out in the flat. He's running away from the free safety, overruns him, and Billy Osborne breaks that tackle and goes downfield and sets up a big play. Brandy Wells, the outstanding free safety, missed the tackle, and against the blitz, there's nobody left until he gets down around the 15-yard line.
First and 10, Pitt at the 16-yard line of Notre Dame. In motion goes Brown. Congemi straight back, looks up the middle. He's got Osborne at the 8. Dropped immediately by Brandy Wells. And it's complete to Bill Osborne, the sophomore from Wildwood Crest, New Jersey.
Well, those crossing in routes are wide open. Again, Wally Klein right in John Congemi's face when he delivers the football. Right now, they cannot block Wally Klein one-on-one. Bob Sine is having one heck of a time trying to handle him.
But a pickup on the play of around 7 yards. It's second down and 3 at the Notre Dame 9-yard line. Calling signals, John Congemi. Hayward and Brown, the running backs behind him. Lavinia in motion. Hayward somersault short of the first down.
Jeff Coons.
Notre Dame player is injured on the play. It looks like Jeff Coons, the junior from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Defensive tackle is down.
Coons made the tackle.
It seems like every time Craig Hayward carries the football, someone gets hurt. Here comes Hayward off tackle right now. He gets airborne right now. That's when Jeff Kuntz hit him. He came down. Can you imagine laying on the ground, a 260-pound running back fall on you? But it was initial hit when Hayward went up in the air and Kuntz hit him. That's why he's down on the ground.
We have a timeout with a score. Notre Dame 6, Pitt nothing. We'll be right back. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, where the Irish lead Pitt 6-0, 6:03 to play in the third quarter, but Pitt has the ball inside the Notre Dame 10-yard line, where it'll be third down and a long yard to go for the Panthers. Jeff Coons is the Notre Dame player injured on the last play. The junior defensive tackle from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. He'll be replaced by Jeff Alm, a freshman from Orland Park, Illinois, 6'6", 232 pounds.
This timeout for Jeff Kuntz gave the offense for Pitt time to go to the sidelines, talk to Mike Gottfried, and find out exactly what they want to do here on this third down and maybe a yard or yard and a half on the play. Virginia Tech continuing to roll over South Carolina, and Virginia Tech is for real.
Jeff Coons coming off the field, where it'll be third down now and a long one for Pitt just outside the Notre Dame 7-yard line. Notre Dame had a good drive going here in the second half, and Steve Berline throwing an interception. And Pitt has taken the ball and driven all the way down to the Notre Dame 7, where it's third down and a long yard. Lavinia in motion. Hayward gets the call. Hayward the first down, and he bowls his way down to about the 2-yard line. Craig Hayward, the sophomore from Passaic, New Jersey.
Here's a pitch, short yardage of offense. Matt Lavinia in motion. He's like a wing back coming in motion. And now he comes out on the corner, leading on the play. And now when Hayward gets turned up, his shoulder pads get turned upfield, he is a lot of trouble to bring down. And it takes 2 or 3 people to bring him down at the 2-yard line.
First and goal, Pitt. They have the ball at the 2-yard line. Hayward is the running back. He has 5 rushing touchdowns this year. And he'll carry the mail. And he will spin close to the end zone, but just shy at about the 1-foot line.
Harry, that would have been an excellent move for a 205-pound or 200-pound running back, but 260 pounds. The hole was closed the outside. He spins, does not want to lose ground, keeps his feet, and lunges forward to take the ball inside the 1. He's got about a length of the football to go for the touchdown. Outstanding play by Craig Hayward.
And on a second down and a foot to go for a first down, they'll probably call Hayward. No, it's a quarterback keeper. Congemi, touchdown, Pittsburgh. John Congemi with a quarterback keep, diving over the top of his offensive center, and Pittsburgh is tied at 6. They can take the lead with a conversion. An 83-yard drive for the Panthers.
Impressive drive here at the end. Instead of giving it to Hayward, his offensive line comes off the football, and Congemi just goes over the top for that half a yard or whatever he needed for the touchdown. But a lot of big plays. Billy Osborne's catch against the blitz, broken tackle by Wells, was a big play.
Van Horn's extra point is up, and it is good. We have 4:47 left to play in the third quarter. The score is Pitt 7, Notre Dame 6. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, 20 below. The last place you'd want to be with a cold, unless you're the Green Bay Packer backers. So we asked them to try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
That stuff just cleared out my head.
Should have found it a long time ago. Got rid of my aches and pains.
Straight up my runny nose. And Alka-Seltzer Plus, that's all I ever needed.
8 of every 10 Packer backers who tried it switched to Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
A new force has emerged in commercial banking. National Westminster Bank USA. With a commitment to excellence through flexible lending products.
We can respond quickly. We know your industry.
Innovative cash management.
We can invest your funds earlier.
We're part of a $100 billion worldwide banking group.
Our international trade finance capabilities can help.
We're working harder to do more for our customers. NatWest USA. The people and the resources you need today and tomorrow.
Pittsburgh has taken the lead 7-6 on a quarterback sneak by John Congemi.
See John Congemi taking no chance at all. He only needs about the length of the football. He gets penetration by his offensive line, just enough movement. He finds the opening, just goes over the top of the center, Ed Miller, and goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Jeff Van Horn will kick off for Pitt, the freshman from Cheney, Washington, and Tim Brown is the deep man for Notre Dame.
With a 15-play, 83-yard drive, a lot of big plays. One was a shuffle pass to Craig Hayward on third down, got Pitt a first down, and then the big play on the blitz to Billy Osborne, who broke the tackle of Wells and took it down inside the 15-yard line. Very impressive drive by John Congemi.
It was 3rd and 15 for Pitt at one point of that drive, deep in their own territory before the play that Jack's referring to, the pass play to Hayward that was good for 20 yards. Van Horn, long kickoff. Tim Brown back at the goal line. Tim Brown will try to return. Tim Brown up the middle, gets to the 24 before he's dropped on the 24-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 Notre Dame at their own 24. There's the senior quarterback, John Congemi for Pitt. He has his Panthers ahead by a point, 4:41 to play third quarter.
He's a confident young man. I talked about him being a 5th-year senior, and he's really dedicated himself coming back and has had an outstanding season so far. The rain and problems he had against Temple really hurt his passing game last week, but other than that, he's played well.
Steve Berline, here's a quick out to Tim Brown. Tim Brown cannot elude the sure tackle of Quentin Jones. Brown stopped in his tracks. Good defensive play by the junior Quentin Jones.
You know how difficult it is for a cornerback to try to bring down a wide receiver of that caliber. Quentin Jones getting Brown in open field. Brown had a chance to turn upfield and try to make a move. Outstanding open field tackle. Then his health game with Woods and company.
2nd down 11 for Notre Dame. A loss of a yard on the play. They have it at their own 23-yard line. Pitt leads 7-6. Berline play action. Being pursued, gets away. Penalty marker down, throws it away. There's a penalty marker down, and that would be in the area that would indicate holding on Notre Dame. No, it's a clip on Notre Dame.
Here's Steve Berline. We said he does not have that kind of great foot speed. It's a play-action pass. He's trying to roll out to his left. Now you see the pressure coming from John Carter, number 89. He missed him. Now he's trying to deliver the ball downfield. The clip had already occurred. It'll be half the distance to the goal line if Pitt accepts the play, and I'm sure they will.
clip on Anthony Johnson, the freshman tailback from South Bend, Indiana. Johnson will be seeing a lot of duty because the injury report for Notre Dame does not bode well for the Irish. Mark Green is out, their leading ball carrier and leading receiver coming into the game.
I think Mike Godfrey right now is really thinking about it. You know, just set up a 3rd down and about 11, or does he want to push him back another 10 yards? Because it would go back to around the 12-yard line on the penalty. Have to wait for the call right now, but it took a long time, and Tony Woods looked to the sideline to Mike Godfrey to see exactly what he wanted to do on the penalty.
Along with Mark Green being out for the afternoon, also out for the day is Jeff Coons. He's out with a concussion for Notre Dame. Ball is spotted inside the 12-yard line, where it'll bring up 2nd down and very long.
Half the distance from the previous spot, 2nd down.
See number 22, Anthony Johnson, right now hitting John Carter in the back on the play. Well, that's an area where you really can get a serious injury on the play. Carter is okay. They took the penalty, setting up a 2nd down and long.
Berline has some time, gets a valve pass off to Alonzo Jefferson, who picks up precious few yards, if any. I think he lost a yard in the play. Jerry Olszewski was there to make the hit for Pitt.
Boy, Pitt defense, now that they've got the lead, 7-6 right now, trying to pick it up a beat, getting a little bit more momentum. If they can stop Notre Dame right here, they will answer now with excellent field position for John Congemi. And I think John Congemi feels right now that he can move the football against that Notre Dame defense.
3rd down, and Sorensen now has checked in. It looks like a 3rd down punt, and that's what it's going to be. Sorensen gets it out. Fielded on the 48-yard line by Austin. Austin is stopped by Andy Heck at the 47-yard line. So a quick kick as Lou Holtz sneaks in Dan Sorensen, the punter. And the score is Pitt 7 and Notre Dame 6. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
And grind. It can really strip your braking power. So why not give yourself a break and take your brakes to Meineke? We'll analyze your whole brake system, pinpoint the problem, and put a stop to the old pump and grind. At Meineke, we fix life's bad brakes. And that's good news.
It's happening, guys. McDonald's Chicago Bears kickoff payoff. Oh, God.
Pick up all new Bears Super Bowl collector's cards at McDonald's.
Your new card looks marvelous.
When the Bears win, you get a McDonald's food prize, free. Even if they don't win, you get a free Coke.
Take this. I gotta go to McDonald's.
We beat the Vikings, so you win. Stop in at McDonald's this week and pick up your prize.
Harry Callis with Jack Ham at Notre Dame Stadium. Our statistician John Butera, spotter Jim Driscoll. Pitt leads 7-6. We have 3:37 to play in the 3rd quarter. Pitt with good field position, 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Congemi to throw, sideline. He's got his man Stewart, and Stewart gets to the Notre Dame 44, just short of a 1st down.
John Congemi's doing a good job of reading the secondary right now of Notre Dame, going to the area where they're having the one defensive back, turns back to Michael Stewart that time, gets good yardage, about 8 or 9 yards on a 1st down, a very safe play.
That'll be 2nd down and 1 for Pitt. They have the ball at the Notre Dame 44. Notre Dame operating now with 2 down linemen, 5 linebackers defensively. Brown is met by Wally Klein for a loss on the play. Big Wally Klein, who's had an outstanding game for Notre Dame.
You see Wally Klein right now just coming off the block to the inside. He's beaten a man so many times to the inside on pass rushing, and now this time on a running play. And he's playing inspired football. Yesterday at the luncheon, Coach Lou Holtz said he's just playing the best football of his life right now from Wally Klein.
3rd down and 2, Pitt. They have the ball at the Notre Dame 45-yard line. And Congemi back to pass. Gets it away. It is caught by Wells made the tackle, but it's 1st and 10. Pitt at the Irish 40-yard line.
See, John Kinjemi ran a 3rd down and 2, and they are not afraid to throw the football. You see Kinjemi coming back right now. Osborne almost drops the football here. He sees where he has to go for the 1st down, drops his hand down on the ground, and lunges forward for the 1st down.
Ball spotted at the Notre Dame 41-yard line. 1st and 10. Pitt. The Panthers lead by a .76. Here's Hayward. He's going to pass on a halfback option pass. No, he's not. Wally Klein nailed him. Is it interceptor? Was the whistle blown? It was blown. The play is blown dead at the 46-yard line. But there again was the omnipresent Wally Klein.
Trying to halfback pass. They tried this against West Virginia for a touchdown. Billy Osborne threw it. This time when Hayward's trying to go downfield, Tom Brown was held on the play by Marv Spence. The official did not throw the flag. Tom Brown came downfield as if to block, and then he came back. You see right now the ball up in the air. They rolled. Hayward had been down at the 46-yard line, but the secondary from Notre Dame got away with one. Marv Spence holding Brown. That's the man that Hayward was trying to go to.
2nd down and 15. Kinjemi back to pass. There's Klein chasing him again. It's batted away. Tremendous pressure by Klein and the linebacker, Darrell Gordon.
Wally Klein's going to be our MVP right now. Just going right by Bob Sine, the offensive left guard. Does not even hardly lay a glove on him. That's an excellent quickness for a big man of 280 pounds. And also Wally Klein has got outstanding endurance because he's been rushing in passer the entire afternoon, and it takes a lot out of a defensive lineman.
And with Jeff Kuntz out with a concussion, Notre Dame has been playing with 2 down linemen and 5 linebackers. One of the linebackers, Gordon, lines up at the line of scrimmage. Well, several do. 3rd down, back to throw. Kinjemi gets it away wide open at the 26-yard line of Scales. Scales knocked out at the 18, and another big 3rd down conversion for John Kinjemi.
Marv Spence has the coverage again. You see Kinjemi now semi-rolling to his left, looking to his left, and turns back across the field. That's an outstanding throw. Scales catches this ball and now tries to make a move upfield for the touchdown. Takes the ball inside the 20-yard line, but a John Kinjemi pass was an absolute rifle, put it right on the line to Chuck Scales.
Jeff Alma's checked in as a down lineman, replacing Darrell Gordon, the linebacker for Notre Dame. 1st and 10 at the Irish 18. Kinjemi back to pass. Wants a sideline. Osborne wide open. Osborne to about the 11-yard line. Randy Wells knocked him out. It'll be short of a 1st down, but they picked up. We'll see where they spotted. They picked up around 8 yards on the play, make it 9. 2nd down and 1.
Boy, in that run and shoot offense, that time they had 2 people going deep into the end zone, and they have Osborne just coming back out of the outside in the flat area. The defenders go deep, drop the football off to Osborne, and let him make a defensive back miss, and took the ball inside the 10-yard line.
2nd down, a yard to go for a 1st down, 9 yards to go for a touchdown for Pitt. John Kinjemi is going to pass for it. He's got a man wide open. Osborne down to the 5, where it'll be 1st down and goal to go. He was brought down on the play by Cedric Figueroa, or rather by Mike Kovaleski, along with Streeter and Wilson. But a 1st and goal.
Billy Osborne comes in motion, goes back. They're trying to find out what the coverage is. When he goes in motion, a man goes over. He knows he has man-to-man coverage on the play. He beats the man to the outside, and now John Kinjemi is putting strikes out there, this time inside the 5.
Tom Gorman in defensively for Notre Dame. It's 1st down and goal to go. Brown in motion. Hayward, the big man they call out, and he is wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage by Dave Butler. Good defensive play by Butler, taking on Hayward one-on-one.
We're stopping and Hayward puts almost no gain on the play. An outstanding play. Butler again making the big plays for that Notre Dame defense with 35 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. With a touchdown right here by Pitt to really give a big boost to the offense coming back here in the second half.
Butler giving up about 40 pounds to Hayward, but he stopped him at his tracks. And second down and goal to go. Jemmy spreads them out on second and goal. Jemmy rolling out, looking to the end zone, right up the middle, incomplete. His intended receiver was Osborne. Kovaleski defending on the play. It'll be third down and goal.
Pitt's offense continuing to try to put people in motion, flood an area, and then bring people across the formation into the middle. That time Osborne coming across. Notre Dame defense was in a zone defense that time, and Kangemi really put the ball into the ground to avoid the interception.
Third down, goal to go for Pitt. Hayward is the lone running back. Hayward gets the call, and Hayward pulls to the 1-yard line. He's short of the touchdown. And that play will end the third quarter, and Mike Gottfried will have the time between quarters to decide what he wants to do, TD or field goal. That's the end of the third quarter with the score, Pitt 7 and Notre Dame 6.
For Players Club International, Mr. Telly Savalas.
You know, I love the excitement in Atlantic City and Las Vegas, and okay, I get VIP treatment. Now, you too can get VIP treatment and big savings just by carrying the Players Club Go card.
You too can save 25 to 60% off rooms, 25 to 50% off top-name entertainment, always 25% off food and beverages.
Look, you can stay at some of the finest resorts in the world's most exciting vacation cities. Hey, no strings attached to get the club's benefits. You may save more than the cost of your membership the very first time you use your Players Club Go card. After that, it's bonus time, baby. You listen to Telly? Call Players Club today.
Call me now. I'll send you all the information you need about Players Club. And if you join now, you'll receive this handsome travel wallet absolutely free.
Call 1-800-453-9507 now. That's 1-800-453-9507.
Not everyone got a vacation this summer.
I need a vacation. What do you need, some glasses? How many fingers can you see? Huh?
This fall, you can still get great low fares to more places on the biggest bargain airline, United.
I got a vacation. Have a nice shower, Piccone. I'm not just flying. I'm flying friendly skies.
I'm out of there.
We are having a heat wave, 92 degrees and going nowhere but up. We're looking for a high of 98.
Okay, who's first?
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Pitt leads by a point, and after three quarters, we can see that Pitt has dominated offensively, largely due to the yards passing, 250 to 74. Total offense, 295 to 154. Pitt will start the fourth quarter, fourth down, goal to goal at the 1. They will eschew the field goal, and they'll go for the touchdown from the I formation. Brown and Gladman are the running backs behind Kangemi. Gladman up over the top. He didn't get up over the top. Notre Dame has stopped him at the 1-foot line. Again, Dave Butler was there, Mike Kovaleski, and Troy Wilson, and Gladman did not get over the top. A great defensive stand by Notre Dame, and that might give them momentum in the fourth quarter.
It brought Charles Gladman in the game to go over Tom Brown, just dive over the top. He got pressure again. Wally Klein over there helping out to not let Gladman jump up in the air, and he came up short of the touchdown. You see the lead play right now. You see Wally Klein coming up. About 2 or 3 different people, number 49 in there as well. Kovaleski would not let Gladman in the end zone fall over the top.
Here's a quick out to Milt Jackson, and he gives the Irish some breathing room at around the 9-yard line.
referee took an opportunity. He took the big 260-pound running back Greg Hayward out of the football game rather than trying to power it in. He felt he could get Gladden, who's an outstanding athlete, and jump over the top. Was unable to do it. Defensive line and linebacker just came off the football for Notre Dame.
Pitt leading 7-6, 14:23 left to play. It's second down and 2. Notre Dame, they have it at their own 9-yard line from the wishbone. Inside handoff, Purnell Taylor, nothing there. Taylor got one, if anything. Another strong defensive stand by the Pitt Panthers. John Carter, Jerry Olszewski in on the tackle. It's third down and 1 for Notre Dame.
This is a big 1 yard for Notre Dame right now to get the first down, to keep this drive alive. So they have to punt the football back to Pitt. Pitt again will have good field position, so they need the first down right now. He'll probably run the option.
Third down and 1, Burline. Left guard for Notre Dame moved. Number 65, Tom Freeman, drawing Pitt off, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty against Notre Dame. Illegal procedure.
Usually penalties are an inopportune time, but none more than this position right now. We're at third down and 1 or 1.5 for the first down. To keep this drive now, it's third down and about 6 for the first down. So they don't have to punt the ball away. Let's see what Lou Holtz and company call on this play.
Well set. Offense at the distance to the goal line.
So it is third down and 6 at their own 5-yard line. Notre Dame just 2 for 10 on third down conversions. Burline play action. Going for the bundle to Bill Jackson, who was well covered by Quentin Jones. That'll be fourth down, and Dan Sorensen will have to try to kick Notre Dame out of the hole here.
Quentin Jones, another defensive player, who's had an outstanding game. One-on-one coverage with Milt Jackson, stride for stride. Notre Dame trying to go for the big play on third down, come up short.
Notre Dame doesn't have enough men on the field. Quickly coming in for the Irish. Rich Morrison. Sorensen will punt. Gets the punt away. Billy Osborne lets it hit and rolls past him. Oh, what a great roll for Notre Dame. Osborne picks it up and is immediately met by Mike Stonebreaker, a freshman linebacker. And Sorensen gets Notre Dame out of a big hole. With 13:05 to play in the fourth quarter, the score is Pitt 7, Notre Dame 6.
This is the home of the world-famous Clydesdales, a symbol of Budweiser's long tradition of quality, the finest ingredients, beechwood aging, and a special touch of care and pride. No other brewer has such a tradition of quality to live up to. But then, no other brewer makes the king of beers. After all, this Bud's for you. Oh, the old pump and grind. It can really strip your braking power. So why not give yourself a break and take your brakes to Meineke? We'll analyze your whole brake system, pinpoint the problem, and put a stop to the old pump and grind. At Meineke, we fix life's bad brakes. And that's good news.
Pittsburgh leads the Irish by a point, 7-6, 13:05 to play. Might be the year of the Mets. They trail 4-1 in the second inning. They win 6-5 on a Len Dykstra ninth inning home run. New York over Houston. They go 2 games up to 1. Here Pitt leads by a point. First and 10. They have it at their own 37-yard line after a 60-yard punt by Dan Sorensen. Kajemi looking upfield, being pressured, and he is sacked. Sacked by number 87, Tom Gorman, the sophomore from Evergreen Park, Illinois.
Tom Gorman Gorman finally gets to John Kinjemi, but really the secondary did an outstanding job of coverage downfield. It was really a coverage sack. You see right now, John Kinjemi, 3 or 4 step drop, no one open downfield, holds the football a little bit too long, and Tom Gorman finally gets there.
Back at the 30-yard line, a loss of 7, 2nd down and 17, Pitt. Kinjemi again back to pass, looking to the sideline. He's got his man, and he gets up to the 40-yard line, does Michael Stewart, the junior from Norwalk, Ohio, stopped by Troy Wilson. They pick some of that yardage up, a gain of about 10 on the play. It brings on 3rd down and 7 for Pittsburgh.
John Kinjemi is reading the secondary by reading Steve Lawrence, the free safety. Whichever way Steve Lawrence rotates, John Kinjemi is going the other way, that time to Michael Stewart for about 10 or 11 yards on the play.
3rd down, 7. Kinjemi back to pass. He has time. He's got Stewart for a 1st down at midfield and into Notre Dame territory at the 48-yard line. George Streeter and Wes Pritchett finally bringing down Stewart, but not before he picked up a 1st and 10 for Pitt at the 48 of Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame defense either has to put a linebacker underneath Michael Stewart on the play or rotate that way. Again, Kinjemi reading the secondary, going back to Stewart, and Pitt had a 2nd down and 17 situation, now converted into a 1st down.
What a good job Stewart has done after taking a vicious hit in the 1st quarter and had to leave the game. Has come back to catch 6 passes for 64 yards. 1st and 10, Pitt at the Notre Dame 48. Kinjemi rolling out. Looks upfield. He's going for it all, and it is incomplete. It's intended for Chuck Scales. Troy Wilson there to defend. Trying to go for all of it, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Pitt, looking at their passing game, Jack, not ordinarily do they go for the bundle. Control passing game.
Well, a lot of times when teams have 4 wide receivers in the game, they're going to play a safe zone and take away the deep threats. So a lot of those intermediate routes are coming open. And John Kinjemi is so glad he came back to Mike Godfrey and his run and shoot offense. He is 22 for 42 for 273 yards here in the 4th quarter.
2nd down and 10 for Pitt at the Notre Dame 48-yard line. Kinjemi again back to throw. A sideline pattern in and out of the grasp of Darren Gillespie. The pass was there. Gillespie just didn't handle it. Darren, a freshman from Dallas, Texas. And it's 3rd down and 10.
Well, one thing I noticed with John Kinjemi over last year, it seemed like he got a lot more zip on the football. The rap on him was he couldn't throw the ball that well downfield. Well, these outside routes to the wide receivers, that ball went right through Gillespie's hand.
Jack, you always knew the Nittanies would come back and win that game after getting a scare from the Cincinnati Bearcats.
You can have a heart attack up here waiting for Paterno to get that offense on track.
3rd down and 10 for Pitt. Notre Dame showing blitz, and they do blitz. Pressure put on and a sack. Right there was Matt Dingens along with Wally Clyde. So Pitt will be forced to punt.
John Kinjemi sees blitz coming right away to his right side, does not realize it's coming from the backside as well. He gets pressure. Matt Dingens contains John Kinjemi, brings him down, forcing the punting situation.
John Rass to punt. Gets a short punt away. It hits and rolls dead at the Notre Dame 23-yard line, where the Irish will have it 1st and 10 at their own 23. The score is Pitt 7 and Notre Dame 6. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
Saturday Saturday on College Football 86. The Air Force Academy takes on the University of Notre Dame. Coach Lou Holtz and the Irish will try to gun down the high-flying Falcons, who have a 4-game winning streak going in the series. So don't miss the action Saturday, 11:30 Central. TVN brings you Air Force and Notre Dame on College Football 86. Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Pitt leading Notre Dame 7-6. Georgia Tech rolling over North Carolina State. Illinois leads Purdue in the third quarter. Colorado leading Missouri. Here it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 23-yard line. Burline, play action, looking upfield, has time, delivers a great catch, Tim Brown. 1st and 10 Notre Dame at the 46-yard line. For Notre Dame, the story is get the ball into the hands of number 81.
Good play action fake by Steve Burline on the play, holds the linebacker, just waiting for Brown to come open. Just comes underneath, makes an outstanding catch. The ball was a little bit behind him. Comes down with the play at the 46-yard line.
Brown 5 catches, 55 yards. 1st and 10 Notre Dame. They have it at their own 46-yard line. Alonzo Jefferson, nothing there. Notre Dame has not been able to rush the football against the Pitt defense at all. Pitt 6th in the nation defensively against the rush. And, of course, Notre Dame without Mark Greed, their leading rusher, who was injured earlier in the game and will not see action. Bert Grossman making the tackle there, a gain of just 1. It's 2nd down and 9. Anthony Johnson has come in at tailback, replacing Alonzo Jefferson. It's 2nd down and 9, Notre Dame. On the option play, Burline pitches to Anthony Johnson. He has running room, gets it to the 40-yard line of Pitt, where it's 1st down. Steve Apke finally knocked him out, but Burline waited till the last instant to pitch, which made that game.
Perfectly executed option play coming down. You see Grossman making the play. A Pitt defender. Johnson falls down. Johnson just turns the play outside, turns the corner, gets the 1st down inside the 40-yard line.
Anthony Johnson, a freshman from South Bend, Indiana, picks up 14. 1st and 10 Notre Dame. Inside handoff to Braxton Banks, another freshman from Hayward, California, and Banks picks up around 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Alonzo Jefferson and Pernell Taylor check in the Notre Dame backfield. Banks and Johnson come out. It's a 2nd down and 6 call for Burline at the Pitt 35-yard line. Here's Pernell Taylor, and he picks his way for around 5 yards before he's stopped by Steve Apke. Apke along with Walter Johnson. It's a 3rd down and 1 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame brings in an extra tight end, Andy Heck.
The last 2 plays, Notre Dame has been able to run inside with Pernell Taylor getting the 9 yards, setting up this 3rd down and short situation with 8:39 left.
3rd down and 1 Notre Dame. Here's Pernell Taylor, and he has the 1st down. Taylor was stopped by Jerry Olszewski, but squirted ahead for the 1st down to the Pitt 28-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. Chuck Lanza, the offensive center for the Irish, who was injured earlier in the game, is back in. The senior from Germantown, Tennessee.
Right now, Lou Holtz calling all the plays, interchanging his halfbacks, Jefferson in the game, and Johnson, interchanging those 2 people, calling the plays for Steve Burline.
1st and 10 Notre Dame at the 28-yard line. Again, it's Pernell Taylor on the quick opener. Steve Apke making the tackle along with Tony Woods, but Pernell Taylor picks up 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Well, this is just power football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust out of options, giving the ball to Pernell Taylor, letting the offensive line. Right now, Pitt's guessing they're going to take the option down the line. It gives it the up back Pernell Taylor, and he's made good yards the last 3 times he's carried the football.
Taylor at 5'11", 216 from the wishbone now. Second down, 6 Notre Dame. A counter play to Tim Brown. Brown gets to around the 22-yard line. He picked up about 3 or 4 before he's pushed back by Steve Apke along with Bert Grossman. Grossman, a cousin of Randy Grossman, your teammate with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jack.
Made a lot of fine catches for the Steelers for a number of years. Didn't have all that kind of great speed, but just an excellent intermediate receiver for Pittsburgh.
Interesting call here, a 3rd down and 4 call, Jack Ham, at the 22-yard line of Pitt.
I think they're going to try to get the football probably in the middle of the field, run that option down the line. They don't want to get out of this field goal position like Berline did last time.
Berline rolling out. He's looking to throw. He's got Tim Brown inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. When you need the big play, you go to number 81.
If I'm Pitt on defense, you try to double cover Tim Brown. The option coming down the line, instead of pitching it back, he's a nice touch pass over Woods' head to Tim Brown. He just turns it up for the first down at the 12-yard line for Notre Dame.
Tim Brown, 6 foot, 192-pound junior from Dallas, Texas. It's 1st and 10 Notre Dame at the Pitt 12-yard line. Johnson and Pernell Taylor, the running backs behind Steve Berline. Berline hands off to Pernell Taylor, and the big man moves for a couple, 3 yards up the middle. Pernell Taylor beat teammate Tom Rader for the school boxing championship 2 years ago. He lost that crown this year to another Irish football player, linebacker Dan Quinn.
Right now, the Pitt defense has to come up with a big play. They've been unable to stop the plays on 1st down with Pernell Taylor carrying the football. Right now, the Notre Dame offensive line is beating defensive Pitt to the punch.
2nd down and 7 Notre Dame at the 9-yard line. A wide pitch, nowhere to go for Hiawatha Francisco, but he somehow got a yard. Hiawatha Francisco, the ball carrier, trying to get outside. It was strung out nicely by Billy Owens and Steve Apke for Pitt. It's about 3rd down and 5 for Notre Dame at the Pitt 7-yard line. 5:45 left in the game. Pitt leads by a point. 3rd down and 5 call. Will he again look to Tim Brown, who's wide to the right? Inside handoff, Pernell Taylor. He is close to a 1st down, but he didn't get there. Pernell Taylor got to about the 3. He'll be shy a yard, and John Carney will come in to try to kick a field goal.
Lou Holtz down on the sidelines, made the call immediately. He saw what happened to Mike Godfrey and the Pitt team when they were down inside the 1-yard line. This is to take the lead. Excellent call. You got to make this call right now. Lou Holtz did it.
A 20-yard field goal try by Carney. Sorensen will hold. Reeve the snap. Good snap. Kick is up. It is good. Notre Dame regains the lead. With 4:49 left to play in the game. We have a timeout. The score, Notre Dame 9, Pitt 7. We'll be right back.
The Mountain Men. They track the untamed wilderness in a solitary search for their own glorious freedom. Charlton Heston.
I'm a free trapper, by God. I trade my blues to the highest bidder, cash money.
Ryan Keith.
I'm out with the boat. I'm a foul with the gourd.
They lived every moment as if it were their last. They were the Mountain Men. Saturday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Give me a light.
That's not correct, Steve. Don't just ask for a light beer.
Come on, give me a light.
You asked for it, Steve. Yes, Steve. Bud Light. The light beer with the first name and taste.
Don't just ask for a light.
Bud Light, because everything else is just a light, Steve.
Notre Dame has regained the lead on the third field goal of the game by John Carney, a 20-yarder. Notre Dame will kick off. Pitt has 4:49 to try their drive. They have Michael Hadley deep. He's had trouble on kickoff returns this afternoon. John Carney will kick off.
There's a lot of time left with 3 timeouts, and the type of offense that John Kinjemi runs moves the football team upfield, but they just have made mistakes at times that have stopped drives. Notre Dame, after an opportunity, they pushed it in for the field goal to take the lead.
Kinjemi 22 for 43 for 273 yards. Hadley drops it again. He covers at the 5, runs into Hayward, his own man, and he's down at the 15-yard line. The kickoff returns have not been good for the Panthers this afternoon. Hayward was the man who made the tackle on Lee. He ran right into 260 pounds, and you don't move him.
Hadley again does not put the ball in. It goes right through his hands. He gets it on the one bounce, and now he just runs blind right up the field. He gets the ball and just turns up and starts running blind up the field, and that's where Craig Hayward made one of the toughest hits of the day, but it was on his own man.
1st and 10 Pitt. They have it at their own 15. Kinjemi naturally is going to throw. Fires up the middle. He's got his man, Michael Stewart. What a great game Stewart has played. He's dropped by Brandy Wells and Mike Kovaleski, but not before Stewart picked up close to a first down at the 26-yard line.
And this is where John Kinjemi's got to keep his poise here at Notre Dame Stadium. He comes out, he's going to Stewart all day on the in route. He makes the catch, gets the first down, quiets the crowd for an instant, but he's got to keep his poise right now, and he's got to be the general that takes his team upfield if Pitt has a chance to win the game here at the end.
1st and 10 Pitt. They have it at their own 26. Notre Dame leading 9-7. Kinjemi again to pass, being pressured from the blind side and sacked from the blind side by Cedric Figaro. Figaro, the junior from Lafayette, Louisiana. And Kinjemi is down on the play.
That's where quarterbacks can really get hurt, from the blind side. He's looking to his strong side, to his right, trying to deliver the football. Then he tucks it down, doesn't realize he's getting pressure from the backside, never saw Figaro at all. He's forced to hang on to the football. We lose John Kinjemi right now in a critical situation. It could be a real problem for that Pitt offense.
The score is Notre Dame 9 and Pitt 7. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium in just a moment.
Green Bay, Wisconsin, 20 below. The last place you'd want to be with a cold, unless you're the Green Bay Packer backers. So we asked them to try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
That stuff just cleared out my head.
Should have found it a long time ago. Got rid of my aches and pains.
Straight up my Ernie nose. Alka-Seltzer Plus, that's all I ever needed.
8 of every 10 Packer backers who tried it switched to Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
The cavalry. They were always ready to serve, always there to protect. America's frontier looked to them for insurance. Their spirit still rides with the Kemper Cavalry, symbol of the quality insurance the Kemper Group provides today for your home, auto, life, health, and business. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
Today's game between the Pittsburgh Panthers and the Irish of Notre Dame is brought to you by Piedmont, the airline serving more cities east of the Mississippi than any other airline. And by Kemper and the independent insurance agents who represent us for all of your insurance needs. Ride with Kemper. And by Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. And Joe Filitsky comes in at quarterback for Pitt. This would really be deja vu time. A transfer from Notre Dame.
It's a critical situation, so they have to throw the football and see if they do before John Kinjemi comes back in the game.
Second down, 17. Filitsky. Straight back to pass. He's being blitzed. He gets it away in and out of the grasp of Michael Stewart. The ball was there, one of the few that Stewart has dropped. It's third down, 17 for Pitt at their own 19-yard line. There's Filitsky, a junior from Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Started here at Notre Dame, transferred to Pitt. Pitt has a fine junior college quarterback, Sal Janilla. They'll probably redshirt him as John Congemi comes back in on a third down. Pitt's been good on third down conversion, especially third and long conversions. They have a third and long here. Notre Dame showing blitz. 10 for 18 on third down. They get a screen pass away. Tinsley is caught from behind by Wally Klein. What a great defensive play by Klein, saving a first down.
They try to run the screen, and a lot of times the people who can help out and bring people down are the defensive linemen. You see Congemi right now dropping back, throwing the football out into the flat, trying to set up that screen. That's Tinsley having the football, lineman in front of him, and now from the backside when he cuts back, here comes Wally Klein having just an outstanding game.
John Rask will punt for Pitt. Troy Wilson will receive. Gets the punt away. Fair catch called and made by Wilson at the 27-yard line. Notre Dame now will try to use some of the clock. With 2:53 left to play in the game, the score is Notre Dame 9 and Pitt 7.
In this whole wide world, there's one spectacular taste you just can't pass up. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
And for great Pepsi taste with no caffeine, try Pepsi Free, now with a fresh new look.
Every year about this time, people in Illinois like to get out and play a little football. Trouble is, a couple of hundred people could crack their ribs playing a little football. There could be any number of pulled hamstrings, 50 or more broken bones, and who knows how many cuts and bruises. Fortunately, a lot of the football players in Illinois have Blue Cross and Blue Shield, health plans that offer better care at better rates than any other. Do you have Blue Cross?
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, where the Irish lead Pitt by a score of 9-7. The total yardage, as you see, is all Pitt. Notre Dame leading in rushing, but it's been the passing of the Pitt Panthers giving them the total yardage. But field position in the first half, a big factor for Notre Dame. We led 6-0 at halftime, and 3 John Carney field goals have the Irish leading by 2 with 2:53 left to play. Burline hands off to Monahan, who gets maybe a yard. Stopped by Darrell Woods. And now Pitt is going to try to stop the ground game. They're also going to stop the clock. Pitt calls timeout, stopping the clock with 2:47. They have 2 of their timeouts remaining.
I think Pitt feels right now, and Mike Godfrey feels the same thing, that they can call the timeouts right now and save those kind of minutes, seconds on the clock. When you get the ball back offensively, you can always stop the clock by getting first down until the chains are moved up, so you can save a lot of time that way. You might as well use your timeouts right now. I think it's a smart move by Mike Godfrey.
If Notre Dame tries to run it up the gut for 3 plays, I think they'll have precious little chance of a first down.
I think they'll try to run the option, try to maybe get the ball on a pitch to the outside, stay in bounds, but they need a first down, keep this drive alive, keep the clock going, and make Pitt use all their timeouts. Too many times a team sits on the football right here with a lead like this, and does not do anything offensively, and gives the ball right back to the other team.
The Irish huddling around Coach Lou Holtz. Notre Dame has rushed for 123. That's certainly more than Pitt is averaged allowing per game. Pitt 6th in the nation in rushing defense, averaging just 73 coming into this one. Anthony Johnson and Pernell Taylor, the running backs for Notre Dame, on a 2nd down and 9. Steve Burline on 2nd down 9. Handoff, not much there. Pernell Michael Taylor, the ball carrier, gets over the 30 to the 32, and again, Pitt will use another timeout. Pitt has one timeout remaining. Tony Woods making the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's schedule ranked the toughest schedule in the nation, 1-3, playing 2 of the top 5 teams in the country. Their first 4 games following Pitt. It'll be Air Force next week. We'll be televising that one for you here on the TV and television network. And then it's Navy, SMU, the Nittany Lions right here at South Bend, LSU, and then USC out there.
Did Lou Holtz know what he was doing when he took this job?
What a schedule.
Did he take a look at the schedule? I know he wanted to come to Notre Dame very badly.
Here's Pitt's schedule remaining after this one. Pitt 2-2-1 coming into this one and following Notre Dame. Pitt coming off a loss to Temple. They'll be playing Navy, Syracuse, the #1 ranked team in the nation, Miami of Florida, Rutgers, and then Penn State. Tim Brown is back in the lineup for Notre Dame, and on a 3rd down and 5 call, we'll see if Burline tries to get the ball into the hands of Tim Brown. He rolls out, he looks, he did try, but it's incomplete. Good defensive play right there to cover as Quinn Jones, and Notre Dame will have to punt. So Mike Gottfried and the Pitt Panthers will have 2:36 to try to get a drive engineered. John Grieve comes in to snap for Dan Sorensen. Darrell Austin is in deep safety for Pitt. A rush. It is partially blocked. Takes a Notre Dame bounce. Pitt will have the ball at the 34-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
They'll pick this up. They'll wave the flag off. The referee is picking it up because they got a piece of the football. There is no roughing with the kicker. Official making the call right now. You see Pitt being very aggressive on this, coming after. They had a lot of time left. They just pressure right up the middle. You see number 52 get right in there. Bradley blocked to get
52 and 88.
Get a piece of the football. They came with a 10-man rush. Everybody was coming. They got a piece of the football. A big break right now for Pitt with 2:29 left. That ball went out of bounds right at the 34-yard line. One thing they've had a problem with, though, is field goal kicking throughout the course of the year with Jeff Van Horn has not been that safe for them, so they would like to get that ball in the end zone.
Matt Bradley and James Turner were in there to block that punt. Jimmy back to pass, has some time. He's got a man on the flat for a first down. It's Tinsley. Keith Tinsley, a first down to the Notre Dame 20-yard line. We have 2:24 to play. Notre Dame leads 9-7, but Pitt has the ball at the Irish 20 after a blocked punt by Turner and Bradley.
And on that Notre Dame drive, when they got the football back with the lead, Notre Dame only used 24 seconds off the clock on that drive, and finally the partially blocked punt by Pitt gives them the football inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, Panthers at the 20 inside the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Jimmy again back to pass. He gets one away. It's in and out of the grass. Of Chuck Scales at the 10-yard line. Troy Wilson defending. It'll be 2nd down and 10. And Kajemi gets up very slowly at quarterback. Mike Griffin puts some pressure on from his nose tackle position.
John Kajemi is taking a lot of shots this afternoon, but I think he's more upset at Chuck Scales missing that ball right at the 10-yard line. It was a little bit high. Chuck Scales went up for it. The ball went right through his hands at the 10-yard line. Would have given Pitt another first down and a lot closer for this field goal with 2:20 left.
It is a 2nd down and 10 call for Kajemi. Hand off to Brown, and Brown gets down to the 14, a gain of 6 on the play. Notre Dame looking pass. Brown stopped by Klein at the 14-yard line, 3rd and 4.
You got to remember also that Notre Dame has already blocked one field goal attempt today by Pitt in the 2nd quarter, so you can't be that confident that Jeff Van Horn can come in and make this chip shot with 1:52 left. We've got a 3rd down and 4. They would like to get this ball in the end zone if they could.
3rd down, 4 call for Kajemi. Hand off to Hayward. He spins, fights, and he gets short of a first down at about the 12. Notre Dame might be wise to call a timeout now. They have 3 remaining. The clock is ticking with 1:29 left to play, and a timeout is called.
Got a yard and a half.
By Notre Dame.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame does call the timeout in the event that Pitt kicks this field goal. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining.
Craig Hayward got the ball in a quick inside trap, was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, kept his legs driving forward, kept going forward, spinning, took the ball down to inside the 12-yard line, about a yard and a half short of the first down again. And like we said, they've already blocked, Notre Dame has already blocked 1 field goal attempt. This one right now by Jeff Van Horn from the 12-yard line be about a 22-yard field goal attempt. And I'm sure Notre Dame will have everybody, all 11 people, coming off the ball, trying to get a piece of that field goal.
Mike Griffin, the senior from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, earlier blocked a field goal attempt. So the pressure is on Jeff Van Horn, a freshman from Cheney, Washington, with 1:29 left to play. And Notre Dame leading by 2-9-7. Coming in a relatively short field goal attempt.
Coming in this year, Mark Brasco had been their starting field goal kicker. He was very erratic in the opening games against Maryland and North Carolina State. They went to Jeff Van Horn, who now does all the field goal kicking for Pitt. And I don't think he has a bigger field goal, or he's ever had a bigger field goal than the one he's going to attempt right here with 1:29 left.
And, of course, the key men as well as the kicker are the holder and snapper. Bob Sine is the snapper.
And that was part of the problem last time. Bob Sine got the ball back. It was very low, giving people time to get penetration. And the guy that probably will be right in the middle will be Big Wally Klein. Will try to get his hands up in the air and hopefully get a piece of this football. They'll line him up in the middle, try to get some penetration, and then jump up in the air and try to make a block on this field goal.
Tommaso is doing the snapping now. Conjemi will hold. It was Griffin who blocked the last try by Van Horn. The snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. With 1:25 left to play, Pitt has taken the lead here at Notre Dame Stadium by a point. 10-9. On a field goal by Jeff Van Horn.
Pitt is celebrating on the sidelines, but at 1:25 left with 2 timeouts for Notre Dame. That's a lot of time. It'll all start with Tim Brown on the kickoff return. He's had excellent kickoff returns the second half. He'll get his hands on the football again and should give Notre Dame good field position, because all they need is a field goal to win the game.
Notre Dame has 1:25 to try to do that. They have 2 of their timeouts remaining. A 29-yard field goal by Jeff Van Horn has put Pitt in front by a point, 10-9. Tim Brown back in solo safety for Notre Dame. We'll see if Van Horn tries to keep it away from him and maybe squib one. Brown is a tremendous threat. 10-9, the Pitt Panthers. Van Horn is set to kick off. It's a short one. Taken by Milt Jackson. Milt Jackson is spilled at the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Notre Dame at the 25-yard line.
Van Horn did a good job of placing that kick high and to the right, away from Brown, so he could not get the football. Now they're starting off at the 24-yard line. Decent field position with 1:17 left to go.
Matt Bradley made the tackle on Milt Jackson. It's 1st and 10, Notre Dame at their 24. Tim Brown and Milt Jackson are wide to the right. Steve Berline, the quarterback. Berline looking upfield, throwing deep. He's got Milt Jackson, a first down at the Pitt 45. Jackson beat Billy Owens, and it's 1st down, Notre Dame at the 45-yard line of Pitt.
They had Milt Jackson and Tim Brown line up on the same side of the field. Good protection for Berline. Lays the ball out there. Jackson is wide open at the 45-yard line. All of a sudden, Notre Dame is right back.
1st and 10, Notre Dame at the 45-yard line of Pitt. 1:11 left to play. Pitt leads by a point. Burline play action. A little flat pass to Anthony Johnson. He gets the block. Johnson to the 30. Johnson out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Notre Dame's in field goal range.
2 quick plays. One to Milt Jackson, back to Brown on the screen pass, and Mike Godfrey is beside himself right now. He dumped the football off. Good timing route. He dumps the ball with Lyman in front of him. You see the 2 big offensive linemen making the block, and finally Johnson's down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
With 1:02, Jack Ham, do you try to line up for a field goal with runs, or do you go for the end zone?
I still try to keep going towards the end zone, trying to run the football, but be very careful outside routes.
We'll see if Notre Dame drew Pitt off. That's what Pitt is claiming. It is against Pitt. Pitt jumping offside, making contact. No, it's against Notre Dame. Illegal procedure, Notre Dame. So that moves it 5 back. Let's pick up the call.
Good ball, foul. False start. Offense. Foul.
1st and 15 now for Notre Dame at the Pitt 28-yard line with 1:02 left to play. Notre Dame 2 timeouts remaining. Pitt 1. Burline brings him out. Burline's going to pass. Lofts the ball nowhere near any intended receiver. I don't know whether it was supposed to be Anthony Johnson or Tim Brown. With the ball at the 28, we're looking at this stage, a 45-yard field goal attempt by John Carney, relatively long.
Well, passes that I'm sure Steve Burline's going to be very careful with the ball, especially across the middle, trying to get the ball either to Brown or Jackson on an outside route to get the ball upfield closer for Carney.
2nd down, 15, Notre Dame. Hand off to Anthony Johnson. He tries to get outside, and he did not get out of bounds. The clock will continue to roll. It's inside the 25. Billy Owens made the tackle for Pitt. So it is a 3rd down, and the clock showing 40 seconds, and Notre Dame is going to use one of their timeouts. They have 1 remaining. Notre Dame wants to make absolutely sure that this 3rd down call is what they want.
Lou Holtz may decide to kick the field goal on 3rd down in case of a bad snap or whatever, or even a block. If they recover the football, they would have another shot at it. A lot of teams try to kick it on 3rd down, but I'm sure he'd like to get a few more yards upfield. So it's a decision right now that Lou Holtz is going to make right here with the ball at the 25-yard line. Pitt defense right now needs a big play. Notre Dame looking for that, just a few more yards for the field goal.
Air Force 26-6 over Navy at the half. The Falcons will be moving in here next week. Jack Ham and I will be on hand here on the TVN Television Sports Network for that one for you at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern next Saturday. 3rd down and 12, Notre Dame, just inside the Pitt 25. 37 seconds left to play. Anthony Johnson gets a few. He gets it closer to midfield for John Carney, and all the pressure now is on number 18.
2 field goal kickers in the last few minutes have pressure kicks. First it was Jeff Van Horn making it for Pitt to give them the lead 10-9. Now Carney has a chance to win the game here with 23 seconds left. I'm sure they would like to have got the ball even down a little bit closer for John Carney, but You'll see right now 11 people from Pitt coming off the football, trying to get pressure, trying to get some penetration, and then jump up in the air to try to get a piece of the field goal. That's the way you block a field goal.
Carney already has the hat trick. He's looking for his 4th of the game, which would be probably a game winner with 23 seconds left to play. Pitt used their last timeout. Mike Gottfried, whose team has come to Notre Dame Stadium, they have played well. And it all boils down to this field goal try, which will be an attempt of 39 yards by John Carney.
Tough situation for a kicker to be in. Players been out there the entire game, 59 minutes and some seconds, and now it comes down to John Carney on one kick to win it for Notre Dame.
Dan Sorensen will hold. This will be a 39-yard field goal attempt for the football game. It's spotted. It's in the air. It's long enough. It's no good. It is wide. And the Pitt Panthers have come to Notre Dame Stadium, and the Pitt Panthers are going to conquer. He got enough foot into the ball, but it was wide. And Carney has failed on an attempt for a game-winning field goal. 18 ticks remaining on the clock, and the Pitt Panthers will come away with a 10-9 win at Notre Dame Stadium. A dejected John Carney.
John Carney might have thought this field goal was good. He kicked it wide to the right. Usually a field goal kicker will hook it when he misses. He looks up right now. He sees it going wide to the right. He's hoping it would come back in. It's very close, but it went off to the right. And John Carney is very dejected right now, and I'm sure his teammates at Lou Holtz are consoling him, but Pitt's going to come in here and win a big football game at Notre Dame Stadium and see John Congemi going down on the ground with 15 seconds left to go.
Notre Dame will call their last timeout. But it doesn't matter now because Pitt has 14 seconds. They can just down the ball, and they'll go home with a 10-9 win over Notre Dame here at Notre Dame Stadium. Lou Holtz on one sideline, dejected. The executive producer of TV and Sports is Fred Bodwinnick. The producer of today's game is Jim Silman. The director, Billy McCoy. Associate Director John Calabrese, Associate Producer Rose Anderson, Broadcast Associate Barry Wallach, Technical Director Dave Mazza, Audio Bob Dixon, Electronic Graphics Michael Sheehan, Senior Videotape Editor Michael Nathanson. Our thanks to SID Roger Baldessari, John Heisler, Jim O'Brien, Jim Daves for Notre Dame, Jim O'Brien for Pittsburgh, and the head coaches Lou Holtz, and of course Mike Gottfried, who came in and led Pitt to a 10-9 upset win over Notre Dame here at Notre Dame Stadium. Our spotter doing an excellent job, Jim Driscoll. Statistician John Butera. Our thanks for a job well done. At Notre Dame Stadium, the Pitt Panthers have won over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That's the end of the game, and the final score is Pitt 10, Notre Dame 9. We'll be right back.
Charlie, give me a light. Oh, Charlie, a Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Hey, thanks.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Can I have a light?
Bud Light. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer has two great additions to his winning team for 1987. The America's an incredible value. With a $57.99 price, it challenges the competition. The Sundance is Plymouth's newest shining star, and another super value at under $7,800. And both of these winning performers are covered by Chrysler's exclusive 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. See them today at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. But hurry, 2.4% financing ends today.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium, Harry Callis for Jack Ham saying goodbye from Notre Dame Stadium in Notre Dame, Indiana. The final score once again, Pittsburgh 10 and Notre Dame 9. College Football 86 is a presentation of the Television Enterprise Network.
Notre Dame football brought to you in part by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name in taste. Everything else is just a light. United Airlines, you're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies. And Chrysler Plymouth, the pride is back. Visit your Chrysler Plymouth dealer for America's best values.
The Clothing Clearance Center's Great 2 for Sale. All brand name suits and sport coats are specially 2 for price. 2 suits, 2 sport coats, or mix and match for 1 fabulous 2 for price. Hurry.
Chicago's middle market, resourceful, strong, supported by a Chicago bank where financial service and business have always come together. LaSalle National Bank, Chicago's corporate banking bridge.